It's your host, BD. Welcome to Big Dog Sports. Yo, call it Big Dog Sports, a little show that I run, where we talk a lot of sports and we show a lot of love. So support by hitting like, share the video, subscribe and hit that cash app, baby, send a little dough. So if you wanna know about the latest games, the winners and the losers, the teams that ain't the same, we gon' talk about the trades, the contracts, the price, the playoffs, the scandals, the crime and the lies. I'm your host, BD, and this is my show, where sports and politics collide, baby, anything goes. We talking NBA, WNBA, NFL, NCAA, UFC, MLB, WWE, a little boxing too. If that's your thing, I got the best show in the land, baby, no need to search. So welcome to the show, y'all. This is Big Dog Sports.
Yo, happy Sunday, y'all. This Big Dog Sports. I'm your boy BD, and today's show isn't gonna be a sports show, cause sometimes world events dictate what happens. Kinda, and this is a huge deal. The whole Iran thing. Hold on for a second. All right, back to what I was saying. Sometimes, stuff happens around the world that kind of throws off your regularly scheduled program. And I had my own take on the whole Iran thing. And I wanted to just spend a minute to give you what I thought from everything that I've seen and everything that I've read. And I just kind of wanted to give my take on my thoughts on what's really going on here and why and how it ties into, our politics and our sports. So, if you will allow me a few minutes, I'm going to get into it. Forgot which one this is. This 7? Yeah, okay. Now, presidents usually start wars because either we've been attacked or they're trying to change the course of the electorate. Poll numbers usually, Donald Trump, he's one of those presidents that always watch the poll numbers. And his poll numbers, according to the most recent poll I could find, the Rasmussen poll, one of the few outlets out here that actually poll every day, he's underwater. 45% approve, 53% disapprove. He's been underwater for a while now, but I don't think that his poll numbers is to the point where he would start a war just, because he's underwater. Plenty of presidents have been underwater, right? And not started just a war just to start one. So that's point number one. He's underwater. Now, my second one, when it comes to this, the politics of it. Here, we have the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal is not a bastion of liberalism. Just to be clear, Wall Street Journal, one of the more conservative news outlets out here. When they're running stories about the Epstein files, you kind of in trouble. Usually, publications like the Wall Street Journal and, the New York Post, stuff like that, conservative leaning, they don't run, anti-Trump articles. You know what I mean? But this is, not saying it's an anti-Trump article, but this was the article that was getting the most heat before the whole Iran stuff started. You know, the files that they didn't release with a woman who alleged sexual misconduct. They didn't want this to get traction. This is just personally my opinion. When I'll drop the link after I'm done giving my take or what I think about all of this. But yeah, they didn't want to talk about any of this. They didn't want to talk about that. So it's easy to start something because when you start when you attack another country, basically, that's going to take all the oxygen out the room. And that's going to control the news cycle. And anything we know about Trump, Trump loves to control the news cycle. So that's my PowerPoint number one, the politics of it all, the distraction of what was really happening domestically, and poll numbers, because he's underwater and he needed to excite his electorate. What better way to do it than to go after somebody that nobody like, right? So now we're going to get into the logistics of it, because the logistics is really important here. Not this. Here we go. Here, this is a map of the Suez Canal. Now, the Suez Canal is a major port in the Middle East. It empties into the Mediterranean. As you can see, it's down here, and it goes all the way up into the Mediterranean. We have a lot of commerce that comes through here, and it's in Egypt, right? So, we all know that Israel borders Egypt. Egypt and the United States are allies. Israel and the United States are allies. So the commerce that comes through this particular region of the world, we don't have to worry about it so much, because we got allies over here. So we don't have to have a big, huge military presence, even though we do have a military presence in the Mediterranean. But we pretty much can control the logistics of this seaway right here, which is a part of the board, right? Shipping lanes. And then you have this sucker here. This is the Straits of Hormuz. This is what Iran holds so dear. This little stretch of waterway right here. Now, why is this little stretch of waterway so important? Look at all of the bordering countries. These are all of the major oil countries in the world. Oman, UAE, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. We talking 20 million barrels of oil a day come through here. 25% of the whole world's oil comes through here. Why wouldn't we want to have some control over this, right? If we looking at it as a board, pieces on the board, you want to control this 20 million barrels of oil a day, 25% of the world's oil trade comes through here. Yeah, I want to control that, because if I control that, then I get to dictate how I do business with everybody in here, everybody who's trying to get their oil from up out of here, right? That makes sense not just strategically, but militarily. That makes perfect sense to do that. And we got the third piece of this. Then we got the Israel part of it. Now, Israel has always been a partner of the United States. We all know this, right? What do Netanyahu got to gain or benefit from getting rid of Iran, right? A couple of things. One, his country is bleeding money right now from all of the fighting. So to get rid of Iran will probably do him some good. Could now he will be able to concentrate just on Gaza, and we're not going to even get into what's going on in Gaza and the West Bank because that's a whole nother story. But yeah, Israel is having all type of problems economically trying to fight on two fronts. So they benefit as well uh, to getting rid of Iran and how it's constituted. Now I'm gonna get into something different. My fourth point is the most obvious point: the money. Right? We all want to know what's up with the money. One second, y'all. Because the money is one of the most important parts, in my opinion. So that ties into what I would call personal gain. Now, we've all it's all public information that Donald Trump has had business dealings with a lot of these Arab Gulf states that are anti-Iran, Arab Gulf states like Qatar, Arab Gulf states like the UAE, Arab Gulf states like Saudi Arabia. Not only his administration has business dealings with these countries, but he personally and his family have business dealings with these countries. Like, there's plenty of articles that I could like break down and show to y'all to see. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you one of one of his business dealings with the Qataris. Let me share this with y'all, just so you know I'm not just talking, that there is proof out here. Here's an article right here. Trump's sons pushing family business deals in Qatar amidst country's rumored gift of 400 million Air Force One replacement. $400 million ain't chump change, y'all. Now that's just for a plane. But he got other businesses going on with the United Arab Emirates, with the Saudis, right? This is all like public information. I ain't got to go through all of the articles and everything that's been written about it, right? We do know he's doing business with a lot of these Arab states, and his administration is doing business with a lot of these Arab states, and all of them have one thing in common, and that's that they all hate Iran. And they've been waiting for somebody to get rid of Iran. And here comes a guy who's willing to get rid of Iran, basically, as it's constituted. And now you done got rid of Iran. But now the real question is what you do next. But that was my fourth point, was the money, because the money is always important. And five, again, this is a little bit again, has to do with money. It's investment. If you've noticed over the past 4 years, you have had a lot of Middle Eastern investment in our sports. And I'm going to pull up a couple of examples for you so you can see where I'm going with this. I'll start here with something that's been going on for a while. As we all know, or hopefully some of us know that let me share this. You have Saudi money pouring in to the WWE, to LIV Golf. This money has a lot of stuff on it, this Saudi Arabian money, but just Middle Eastern money in general has been pouring like a floodgate into American sports. Look at this. PIF, which launched LIV Golf in 2020, currently controls roughly 620 billion in assets and has expressed an interest in expanding their interest in sports per FOS. In addition to LIV, PIF has served as the majority owner of the Premier League's Newcastle United since 2021. And they're trying to do stuff within the WWE as well. Invest, which they did, because if you haven't noticed, you've had a few WWE shows that been in Saudi Arabia. The last Royal Rumble was in Saudi Arabia. They supposed to be doing a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. So, like, it's a lot of stuff going on here with this Iran Israel stuff. It's a lot. So that's my take. If anybody else, I'm drop the link now. If anybody want to come through and blow holes in my theory, here's your chance. But that's just what I think personally of what's going on. And no, Ryan, this is not about Trump hate. This is just what I see and what I've been reading. I'm just putting two and two together and what makes the most sense. No, sir, this is not Trump hate at all, actually. But you're more than welcome to come up here, Ryan, and blow a hole in my theory if you disagree with parts of it. Yeah, I pinned it. So anybody who disagree with anything I've just said, there's the link. I'll just connecting the dots. So y'all can have at it. I just wanted to lay that out. And that's what I think is going on. And again, the chat, the link is in the chat for anybody who want to come up and dispute my claims. But if you're gonna come dispute my claims, I know Ryan, you good with me, brother. Hey, anybody want to come up here and dispute my claims? The link is in the chat and it's pinned to the top of the chat. If you want to come dispute my claims, or if you have a different claim, I'm here to listen. That's just what I think. I'm just telling you guys what I personally think is going on, and I think the topics I laid out has a lot to do with what's going on. It's politics, it's logistics, it's Israel, and it's money. It's a layered thing. It's just not one particular thing going on. It's a cascade of things happening at the same time. but I just wanted to lay that out. I want to do it uninterrupted, so people could know this is what I think from what I've seen and what I've read so far. And again, like, share, subscribe. This Big Dog Sports. I'm your boy BD, and my topic today is this a war of distraction? Mr. Bardwell, the floor is yours, sir.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. I can't
You had a
complain.
good week? You had a good week?
I did.
Good.
I most certainly did. And yourself, sir?
All's well, man. I've been working on my house, adding on, doing little construction, this and that, all that. Yeah.
What you trying to add on now before I get you into this topic?
Well, I'm adding another porch on, expanding it a little bit more, and I'm going to pour a slab and raise it up about 4 inches.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You plan on having company, or this for like the grandkids or something like that?
Nah, I'm going to rent it out.
Oh, okay. That's even better,
Yeah.
man. Got to get
Yeah,
that
that's
money, man.
Yeah, right. I thought I mentioned that to you about a month ago on my new plans. I'm getting it all asphyxiated and
Right.
aesthetics and all that, and it's doing just cool shit to it, and so I can build my new house over in another county.
I know it.
So yeah.
So tell me, Mr. Bartwell, tell me what you think of this whole, so-called war on Iran, because it's not really war. The president can't declare war. You need Congress for that. So it's really just an airstrike.
Yeah.
A series of airstrikes. But please tell me, what do you think?
Well, I thought it was. I call it conflict. I call it conflict.
Right.
You know what? I don't know all the pros and cons right now. I've seen little bits, but here's my thinking, BD. In your army, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah, just 4 years. I didn't serve combat. You did. What is going to be the payoff to this? I mean, I understand the intent, but what will be the payoff? Is this going to be another Afghanistan, another Iraq? What do we get out of it?
That's a good question, because what we do next is very important. Again, that the American public, at least in my opinion, don't have an appetite for boots on the ground. And I've never seen a regime change just off air power alone. Not in world history ever have I ever seen a regime change just off solely air power. Usually it takes boots on the ground for that to happen. So unless we're going to arm the Iranians.
I saw it in Libya.
Right.
Yeah.
But we kind of armed the Libyans, though. It was the difference. Yeah. If we're going to arm the Iranians, then maybe. But if you're not going to arm the Iranians, then you can't say that you're doing it for the people, because they still have to fight the government when you leave.
Sure. Yeah, and they're still there. Yeah. Let me ask you this, BD. Going back to World War II. Okay.
Sure.
Okay. We so-called liberated them. We built bases everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Same with South Korea.
Yeah. Literally
bases
across the world.
I know.
The remote places and all
that. So is that going to be the same thing?
It depends. See, we don't know if Iran is going to break up in a clean way. People don't understand Iran is not just an Arab country.
They sure ain't. There's a lot of...
It's a lot of different people in Iran. You have a Kurdish section. You have a Persian section. You know what I mean? You have different, ethnicities in Iran. It's not just an Arab thing. So does it break up cleanly enough where it still can be a single country, or does it turn into like 4 different countries?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like we're not prepared for it to turn into 4 autonomous different things.
Well, let me ask you this.
I don't think anybody's ready for that.
No, no, no. On many levels, economically, yes. But remember, let's think about this for a second. Who pushed for this? It wasn't us. It was Israel. Israel has
Absolutely.
been pushing for this.
For years, for almost
Mhm.
30 years, probably almost
Mhm.
40 years, they've been pushing to get rid of the Ayatollah
Yeah.
in Iran in some way.
And here we are. So who's going to foot the bill on this? Us or them? Because our money is their money. Am I correct?
Yeah,
Uh-huh. So frame
yeah.
that up for me. So frame that up.
Yeah, see, the Israel and the United States, not just they're so tied militarily, they're tied financially.
Hmm.
You know, a lot of the hedge funds come from out of Israel. A
Yeah.
lot of them. Let's
Oh
just
yeah.
call it what it is, right? A lot of these hedge funds is based
Yeah.
there. So
It's
they
a
have a
mess.
lot of control of where this money is going.
Hmm. And I heard
So
UK is involved. What is UK provided in this? In this?
me, other than from what I know they provided some intelligence because they've always had an intelligence, apparatus in the Middle East post
Hmm.
World War II. But in
So
terms of
what are
what
they
they're
getting out of it?
actually providing, I don't know.
What are they
They
getting
really
out of it?
haven't made much a effort to put whatever they're doing on the news.
No, I hadn't seen any spokesperson jump up and say, this is what the UK is doing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't really know too much. I know they provided some intelligence though because they're in that part of the world,
Hmm.
just like we are.
Hmm.
No, they in that part of the world too, and they've been there for years and years and
Oh
years. You
yeah,
just
yeah,
don't
yeah,
hear so much about them
yeah.
because
It's funny how
we've drowned them out essentially,
I was going
and
to say we talk louder and they don't say nothing.
right. Yeah, we pretty much in essence we drowned them out, and the
Yeah,
Israeli special forces and their intelligence drowns them out too. The Mossad gets a lot of attention.
I agree. They've been all over Fox News this morning. I mean, gosh damn, man. It's just over and over, over and
Well,
over.
I told folks when Trump first bombed the nuclear facilities in Iran, I told folks then, look, if you got a country and you ain't strong enough to protect your leadership, then you ain't really strong.
Hmm.
Could
I
you
agree.
imagine a foreign country coming over here
Oh, man.
doing something to our president?
No,
You understand what I'm saying? Like
no, no.
the mere thought of that sounds absurd, doesn't it?
It does. I agree.
So the fact that they can't protect their own leadership says a
Hmm.
lot about them. We knew
It does.
exactly where the Ayatollah was.
Do you think he was taken out?
Yeah, of course. I think he was taken out.
Okay. I haven't seen
Absolutely.
it for you. I just heard. I don't know.
Yeah,
Well, you know what? Well, you know
they,
as well as
they
I do, BD. It don't matter. They'll put somebody else in his place.
oh well, it's been verified now that he gone.
Okay.
I waited, I looked it up, I cross-referenced, and I did all of my research because when I
Mm.
first heard that it broke, it's not that I didn't believe it, but I just wanted to be sure. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, he gone now.
It's going to be a funeral, or it's going to be a public funeral.
Man, it probably ain't gonna be any of that
Nah,
because
like
if any more
Saddam.
of them want to come out in public, they might be subject to a drone strike.
Hmm.
So burying him is going to be hard at this point because all their leaderships is under the bullseye.
Right. It's going to be a. Well, what I'm saying. I'm trying to
Yeah,
be I'm trying to be TOS here.
no, I dig it, but look, at the end of the day, it is what it is. We all know
I
what
know.
this is about. At the end of the day, it's about
Yeah, I do.
getting the
I do.
Ayatollah.
Uh-huh.
That was point number one was to get him because they've been wanting to get him for an awfully long time. And for me, I think the main goal was to get control of the Straits of Hormuz. Listen, 20 million barrels of oil a day.
Every day.
That's
Every day.
25% of the world's oil just in that
Every day.
one little waterway. Why wouldn't we want to control that? It's playing Risk. You ever heard of Risk? The board game risk, where you got to have certain areas of control.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's about control.
Let me ask you this, BD, because is China involved with this?
No, I don't think China's involved at all. And if anything, I think China is the biggest loser in this. China and Russia, honestly, because
Okay,
you choking off 25% of the world's oil supply. You choking it off now, and now if you in control over it, you get to dictate to all those countries in that strait how to do business now, because
so
they don't have the military to fight you.
Okay, so
how they going to sell their oil?
So you don't see a possibility that China is financially and militarily backing them with supplies?
Nah, I don't think China got anything to do with this. If anything, I think China is very worried about this because they get a lot of their oil from that same strait.
Yeah. Okay.
And now that if the United States controls Iran, then by proxy they will control that strait. And of course, that's one of the first things they're gonna go after if they go into Iran like that, like on the ground. They're gonna go into the Straits of Hormuz. Why wouldn't they?
Well, I mean, number one, the UAE controls that, correct?
Nah, they control a part of it, but not the Iran controls the bulk of it, because the bulk of it runs through across Iran water.
Okay, so they would have
the UAE do control some of it, but not enough of it, and they don't have the military that Iran do.
Well, number one, their military is our military. Right.
Yeah, but they don't have the numbers there. At least not yet.
Okay.
That's not saying that ain't gonna change. I'm pretty sure with all this stuff going on now, I'm pretty sure there's gonna be another force there.
Yeah.
In that Arabian Sea sometime in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it gets to a point where you have the Israelis talking about they want to put boots on the ground. Because that changes the whole dynamic of everything if they decide they want to put boots on the ground.
I agree. And I hope they don't order our president to do that as well.
And see, you don't know if Trump would do that. And that's the problem.
I don't know.
I don't know. And if he wants to turn everybody against him, that's the easiest way to do it.
Well,
is that shit right there. Because don't nobody have an appetite to go into nobody foreign country.
It is a toss-up. It is a toss-up. It is a toss-up. But you know what? This could be a turning point for us finally. That we finally, have true allies on our side, because Iran has had talks with us since the Carter administration, which we know how that went. Reagan, this and that, and they lied to him and this and that. But this could, because, regime change is not too bad. We've seen that. Now, it takes a little bit of effort. But regime change can be
a little bit
good.
of effort. Took 20-something years in Iraq. Another 20-something years in Afghanistan, and the regime still ain't changed.
Yeah, well, it's different administrations, and they had different agendas and all that. We know. They were all, feeding off the cow, I've seen it,
Right.
But besides that point, I mean, I was watching live streams at 4:00 this morning, man. All these Persians are jumping up and down,
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a little bit of that of them celebrating. You understand what I'm saying? But them celebrating is one thing. Them fighting the government after the Israeli jets and the United States jets leave is a whole nother thing.
Absolutely. We saw that in Afghanistan.
That part.
Yeah.
I'm a skeptic.
I am
Ryan,
too.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm a skeptic. Because I've seen it with my own two eyes how this could become really nasty and drawn out.
This could come bad. This could turn bad, man.
This could turn really bad and it could happen really quickly. Listen, when you try to gain stuff militarily through air power alone, you know, mistakes happen. This is how hospitals accidentally get bombed, and schools accidentally get bombed, and churches accidentally get bombed. There's only so many schools, churches, and hospitals you could bomb on accident before you start turning the tide for the people you're supposed to be so-called trying to free. Right?
Correct. Yeah, we saw the bomb shelter that got hit. You know.
Yeah, you had a school that got hit too on accident. You
I
know
mean,
what I
how do
mean?
you know?
How many of them
How did you not
schools
know
on
it wasn't?
accident you think they're gonna tolerate before, you know what I mean? They be like, hold on, what are y'all doing? You
Isn't it
supposed to
weird
be
that
helping us.
it was established? It was a bomb shelter, but it got hit. It's crazy. You know, oh, this is a bomb shelter. Don't target that, but they did.
You see this guy? He says, I'm a Dem with TDS and hate Trump 24/7. Okay, yep. So
And
and
so what? And
yeah, your point being. And honestly, this isn't even about Trump hate, because I didn't say anything that was not true.
No, he
I was
isn't.
just laying out the facts, and then you could take how you want to take it. But at the end of the day, they all relate to each other. It's not uncommon for a president to start a war when he's unpopular in the polls. This is not. This has happened before under Democrats. Last time I checked, Lyndon Johnson was a Democrat when he started Vietnam.
Yeah,
was he not, Ryan? He was a Democrat, wasn't he?
Absolutely, hardcore.
So
that's why he had Kennedy removed.
So don't tell me this is a partisan thing. You know what I'm saying? Like all presidents on both sides do this kind of stuff to change the direction of their electorate and to feed their base.
Yeah, it's all the same.
Yeah, don't sit here and tell me that Trump doesn't love his base when he do. We all know that. That's a fact.
You know what?
Oh, no.
I ain't never labeled anybody with nothing, man. That's weird. I ain't never labeled anybody with nothing.
Let me answer. Bob says, BD, this was planned way in advance. This has nothing to do with the Epstein's file. This was planned way in advance, Bob, but it has a lot to do with the Epstein files, because I'm gonna tell you why I do. It has a lot to do with the Epstein file because of this. Every time when there isn't a global event, the Epstein files pop right back up.
Don't take the bait.
They pop right back up. As soon as the news cycle change. I mean, it's been happening the whole year. The news cycle will change. It'll be, first it was Maduro, right? And we was on Maduro for a couple of days. And then when that died down, what happened? The Epstein files came right back up, pal. Right before that, you had the first Iranian strike, right? Where he hit the nuclear plant. That was in the news for a couple of days. And then when that died down, what happened? Epstein files. Back on front and center, right? It's the gift that keep on giving. So the more you distract from it, the more it pop up. It's like playing whack-a-mole, basically. You hitting the mole, it go down and just keep popping back up regardless of what you do. It keep popping back up. Why does it keep popping back up? Is my question. Again, I said this on other shows. The Democrats had 4 whole years to release the Epstein files. Merrick Garland did not release a single damn one of them. Not a single one. So for me, the whole Epstein file thing, it been a joke. It been a joke. And here's the thing. They're going to hold on to it, right? They're going to keep holding on to it, and they're going to pray that they win the midterms. And God forbid they win the midterms. Because if they do win the midterms, they're going to impeach Trump over the Epstein files. You watch.
I'm going to tell you what, BD. From what I've seen today and yesterday, the midterms ain't looking good. I'm just being honest.
I'm just saying. I showed the poll numbers earlier. Trump is underwater in the poll right now, and it's a litany of everything. It's not just it's the whole ICE stuff. It's the grocery stuff. And now with this conflict, the gas is the oil is going to go up. You do understand that, right?
Now, hang on now. Don't go to meddling now. I'm getting paid off my oil and gas royalties. I get a check.
No, I dig it. I'm just saying it's going to go up. Just the average price of it. Because anytime there's a Middle Eastern conflict, the price of oil goes up.
It's always had. No, it's nothing new. Jumps up.
Yeah, anytime the price of oil goes up.
Oh yeah, but it levels out.
Yeah, it goes up. Oh, okay. Imperious, I hope this is you and not some corn palmer.
Yeah,
here we go.
The thing that is going to decide the midterms is the Illinois or the Louisiana Calais case. If the court rules that Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act,
Louisiana,
the Louisiana Calais case. If the Supreme Court rules that Article 2,
Imperious, before you continue, do you have a link to what you're talking about so I can understand what you're talking about? I don't know what this is.
But I'm next to Louisiana. I don't know what he's talking about.
Hold on. Give me a second. I'll pull it up. Give me a second. Jesus.
Yeah, because in my monologue, I tried to make sure that I presented evidence to whatever I was talking about.
I mean, what the hell is that?
So I just want to be sure, that I'm not saying he lying or anything. I just want to. I've never heard of it, so I would like to read it so I could understand what he's speaking of.
New Orleans Saints.
Bring the link up. No, it's a case. It's a Supreme Court case. It was heard. It was rolled over from last term because it's so fucking significant. No, the Louisiana Calais case is about the question on if the Article 2 of the Voting Rights Act can override the 14th Amendment, which the courts have been doing for the last 60 years. So what happens is that the courts have been for the last 60 years interpreting the Voting Rights Act Section 2, requiring race-based minority districts be cut out.
Uh-oh.
That has been the way, literally the courts have said that Article 2 forces you to look at race as the primary determinant on how a minority district should be cut out. Instead of politics, the courts have been requiring conservative states to carve out districts specifically for minorities, which is invalid under the 14th Amendment because race cannot be a factor. But the courts have been forcing states like Florida, Georgia, Louisiana, Tennessee, Texas, all these to have a certain amount of districts for minorities. So all this is going to do is remove 26 House seats from Democrats and give it to Republicans. The Democrats may never be in power again because they've leaned on the weakest branch to enforce their communism. It is the same thing the Democrats have always done. They cannot pass anything, so they force the courts, the communist unelected branch that gave itself power, that in nowhere in the Constitution does it grant the Article 3 judicial review, but the court gave itself that. Now, what would you do tomorrow if the president says, I have the right to blow any American citizen away, and I give myself that power? Would you accept that? Of course not. But we just accept because in America, everything has to be decided by a court. Like you're seeing the unraveling of the biggest lie of this country, which is democracy.
Now, hang on, Imperious. You're talking about two different courts here. You have higher courts and you have lower courts. Which one are you talking about? You have lower courts and higher.
How did lower courts become a thing? How did they become existent?
Because they were appointed.
No.
Okay.
Congress authorized the district and circuit courts.
Yeah, that's called authorization.
No. They passed the Judicial Act of 1792 to establish district and circuit courts. The Supreme Court has no power It is nothing. It was supposed to be an advisory branch that the president and Congress could decide to take their opinion into account. But there was nothing in the beginning that said the Supreme Court can tell you this is what you're doing is right or
Well,
wrong.
executive decisions mean nothing. You
No,
mean
because
executive decisions are
I
on
don't
the
think you understand anything that you're talking about. So I'm going to let you babble. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
You don't even know why the government is the way it is. You just talk. This is why you should have a gun put to your head and blown away.
Thank you.
Because people
Go ahead.
like you are the waste of fucking atoms. You're a waste of life.
Imperious. Tell me what you think. What are your point of view on the whole?
No, I'm tired of this fucking hick talking in my presence.
All right.
See,
Well,
in my perfect world, you'd be dead if you talked when a superior talking.
I'm talking to you now, sir. So please indulge
me. The question is that yes, the issue is this: if you have 26 seats that flip from the Democrat Party to the Republican Party, it will be impossible for the Democrats to ever regain power. Because you're going to have gerrymandering, which in addition allows every Republican state to gerrymander politically, which removes all the Democratic seats. Florida here is going to be redistricting in April. And from a 18-7, you're probably going to get a 23-2. So this is what I'm saying. Like, you guys are talking about things you have no idea what's going on. Like, this is what I mean. Let me think of the world, and you guys just think of your peon bullshit.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying.
We're glad you came up here to straighten us out.
Tell me what you think about what's going to happen, what we do next in Iran.
Nothing.
What happens next?
We're not going to do absolutely anything. We're just going to keep bombing them with artillery. And the people are going to take over the government because everyone's going to be dead. Like, it's very simple. Like, they paused the protests in December and January because this was all a planned strategy that was going on. They had to move the Ford into the Mediterranean to protect Europe and Israel before they could go all in. So they had the Lincoln in the Strait of Hormuz already for the offensive, and you have the defensive platform of the Ford protecting Europe and Israel. And once that happened, you had the close of the gate, and then you could commence with the activity. And then within 48 hours, probably less than that now, you're going to have complete air superiority. Okay. And then you're just going to simply have the CIA and Mossad get weapons into the country and give it to the anti-regime movements. It's not that hard. Like, none.
Do you think the Europeans are going to play a role in this?
No. We're rubbing them out on this. They had their opportunity. And so it's going to be American businesses that get all that fucking investment into Iran.
So when the United Nations guy came out this morning and said he's not going to support this, what's that mean?
What the fuck does the United Nations have? We're the United Nations.
Yeah, we're the United Nations for all intents and purposes. Without us,
just like NATO. Who's NATO? Nations. You mean the U.S.? Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, what the fuck does NATO, the Secretary of NATO, General of NATO, dude? The Security Council can be vetoed by any member. It has no power. It's laughable. This is what I'm saying. This whole laughable idea that there's
had power for a long.
This
it has power over third world countries. Like, it could send a peacekeeping force to Somalia.
Well, you still have to have a first world country giving you the military to do it. There's no standing arms for the fucking UN. There's no standing army. They have to use, like, for the peacekeepers are a Chinese military, a Russian military, a U.S. military, whoever. French, British.
BD, when you were over in Iraq, did you ever have interactions with NATO forces?
NATO, no.
They weren't there?
We had forces, but they weren't NATO. Every country had their own, like, battalion type thing. The British were there.
There's no standing NATO army,
but it wasn't NATO.
So
there's nobody standing NATO army.
So nobody showed up saying, "Okay, we're in charge now. We're going to tell you what to do."
No, absolutely not.
No.
No.
That's what I'm saying. Like this is what I think he's that kind of like person. Like, this is what I'm saying. On the right, just like on the left, they have crazy liberal TDS. On the right, we have conspiracy theorists that think there's this master plan, that everything's organized specifically going on according to plan by some shadowy people sitting in a back room. When if you know anything about human nature, is that human beings in general are chaos. You can't predict anything what people do. You think that there's just this group of shadowy people that all get along and think exactly alike and aren't competing with each other and are all just going to get along because, oh, we're all Mr. Burnses. We're Mr. Burns. We're sitting in the background and we're controlling everything, all 9 of us. Fucking crazy, bro. But this is what I'm saying. It's just as insane as TDS.
So tell me, Imperious, what do you think Russia and China's reaction is going to be after everything is done?
Would they? You think they're going to step in and protect a fucking country that embarrasses them, that they don't even want to deal with?
No, I'm asking you.
No, right. Iran is a proxy state, just like Venezuela was. Venezuela was a proxy state for resource acclamation and weapons platform testing. Same thing with Iran. And all you were doing is we're encircling China and Russia and going to cut them off just like we cut Russia off during the Cold War and starved them out. Like, that's what's happening. We are encircling both those nations completely. They are blocked off from international trade. China's economy is in the shit right now. This is what I'm saying. Like, people just, this is what I mean. Like, you almost have half of the country.
Imperious, I'm glad you mentioned that. China's economy. Give my audience a little rundown what their economy is going through right now. Right now, today.
China's economy is not an open market economy that people can invest outside or invest in international markets or currency trade. No. The only thing that Chinese citizens are allowed to invest their money in is Chinese real estate. That is the only thing they can invest in.
And they have tried to crush the gold standard. They're trying to do that.
Well, we already did that a long time ago.
Yeah, we did that in the 70s.
We did that. I mean, we were the fuck ups that did that. Yeah, and again, in general, what's happening is people think this Chinese economy is like the Chinese economy is a paper tiger. People forget that China imports nearly all of its oil, which it needs to survive. It imports nearly all of its agriculture, which it needs to survive.
Well, number one, Russia's supplying their oil and gas.
Russia supplies their natural oil, their natural gas input.
Well, this is why that Straits of Hormuz is really important logistically. You take control.
Why do you think China is so
of the world's oil supply?
Why do you think China invests in batteries? Because they have no oil, and it's a national security for them that they can't be controlled by all these other nations with oil.
You talking
China
about
now has, yes.
You don't make batteries out of oil. You make batteries out of lithium, man.
BD, do you see what I'm saying?
No, you do make batteries out of lithium, though.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay.
That's my entire point. I said China has now 5.7% of all their vehicles are electric now because they can't fucking produce oil. And it's a national security issue for them to be importing all that oil.
Right. It is.
But Russia is supplying them with oil.
But not enough to keep
not enough to sustain them. And Russian oil is already Russian oil is already fucking sanctioned. Who do you think all these tankers that we're taking are? China, dude, Russia's shadow fleet is done, bro. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, why do I know so much about everything, BD?
I don't know. Why do
I know so much about everything?
All
Are
of
you
us
done with
ain't
this
gifted
circle
like
jerk?
you. But give Dave the floor. Dave, what's going on, brother?
I mean, I'm tired of hearing this damn circle jerk bullshit, man.
All right, tell me what's on your mind, Dave. What you think's going on here?
Like exactly what I said yesterday, man. These guys are talking like this shit is a cakewalk and we're gonna bang get us
guy, Davey. Don't you call me a guy, Davey.
Let him finish.
We're gonna buy them this shit. We're gonna buy them this shit, and then the protesters gonna take over the government, and everything's voila. I said, bruh, y'all are ignoring number one, your own CIA analyst, your generals analyst, and everybody else who knows this shit. And what do you know? Over the night, guess what? They said, all right, we got the new Ayatollah. First thing the Ayatollah said is goddamn it, we going all in. He ain't talking about how Trump called him up saying, yo, man, can we negotiate? He's like, fuck you.
Trump didn't call. They've been calling to negotiate.
Davey, get up.
I can't with you, Imperious, because you have no basis in fact.
Wait, you mean
Like,
that
I'm
you were the one
watching-
yesterday that said when I said the Ayatollah was dead, you said he wasn't, and you had to wait for Iran to confirm it?
Yeah, you gotta wait for both sides to confirm
I
it.
had to go double check too. I'm not going over.
I didn't have
like-
to. Why would you
like
think if you have
this
a brain? Why would you think that through the fog of war?
No,
the
Imp, we're not
Pentagon would leak
changing. You're not moving the
information?
goalpost. You're not moving the
Let me
goalpost.
ask
Imp.
you a question.
I didn't
You
even
think
finish
you're-
talking. I didn't even finish talking, bro. Let me finish.
You think
Let me just finish. So now today, as we wake up, the whole goddamn set is on fire. We got 3 U.S. soldiers dead, 5 heavily wounded, and shit is still under fire. All our consulates from the Middle East all the way over is fucking being attacked. God damn it. Pakistan consulate attacked. God damn it, on fire. Iraq went on fire. Everywhere else in the Middle East is on fire. And I told you, Israel's getting ready to go as far as they can on land as possible. That's it. So stop with this hunky dory shit like this is a smooth cakewalk. Hold on, let me finish. This is the last thing, I swear. It's only 10 seconds. This is 10 seconds. And now our U.S. Congress is calling an emergency meeting for the War Powers Act. So it ain't gonna be 30 days. This shit is happening this week because of what's happening, bro.
Now?
That shit is on fire. Go
All
ahead.
right, let Imperious
Okay,
respond, and then I want to get Juan in here, okay?
One, Dave was the one that said he had to wait for Iran intelligence to tell us if if Ayatollah Khomeini was dead. Which, if you knew anything about war, the Pentagon leaked it to Fox News that he was dead. If the Pentagon was wrong and he popped up alive, that would be a public relations political nightmare for the Pentagon, and that would never happen. So the fact that they leaked it, we already knew he was dead. 1. 2, nothing's on fire. I don't know what Dave's talking about. He's saying everything's on fire. 72% of all of Iran's missile launch platforms and all of their suicide drones are done. They have nothing left, Dave. Every time they try to move a battery somewhere and launch a missile, that thing's dead. They weren't able to resupply their ballistic missile program after the fucking incident last year. Okay? The entire airspace is we already have air superiority. Once you have air superiority, the war is over. Nobody can win without air superiority, Dave.
And that
You
is fact.
cannot win without air superiority. And once you have it, you have essentially won. Because everything after that is just what did Napoleon say? God favors the army with the most artillery. And once you have air superiority, just fire every missile you have. They can't do anything, just fire constantly. Fire every Tomahawk missile, there is no defense against that. Dave, though it is over, Dave. Like Dave,
Right,
and when I'm right, in 90 days, you have a new Iranian parliamentary or constitutional monarchy. Will you tell me I was right all along, Dave? Okay.
Can you at least admit they replaced the
Juan, come
Ayatollah?
back.
Can you say that there's a new Ayatollah and the leadership is still there?
He's not an Ayatollah. He was the vice president that took over. He is the head of the National Security Council and the head of the defense ministry. Because did you know we killed the president? We killed the head
So
of the...
why are all the news outlets saying this is the new Ayatollah? Here go the ceremony.
Because, Dave, they need to feed the stupid people like you to keep you entertained and the eyes on. It's a TV show, Dave. It's a TV show. It's no different than...
So
Honey,
can
I
you at
Shrunk-
least admit that we losing servicemen? I mean, like, I'm done arguing with just made up shit.
Dave, it is tragic that 3 people have lost their lives. But did you know 2 months ago, a C-17 crashed and 8 people died?
Yeah, I mean, can we stick on the topic, bro?
But I'm talking about American service members dying. You had
We're talking
3
about
die.
the topic. You painting this picture.
You
You just said ain't nothing on fire. They not firing shit. There ain't no new Ayatollah, and this isn't a big deal.
There's no
when
new
every
Ayatollah.
fucking news agency is saying, "Yo, this shit is serious."
Guys, just real quick, let me get Epoxy in here. You've been waiting. Epoxy, what you got, my brother?
What's
How
up?
are you today?
I'm doing good. Just listening to the conversation. I agree with both Imperius and Dave. I think on Dave's point of view, I agree that I think him and I think it's the same, that it's the Middle East. What are you gaining out of it other than like they don't play by the rules? They're not going to play by the rules. It's going to be a free fall. With Imperius' point, I agree on that end. Of course, we have the superior anything, but I think the point is that what's good going to come out of it? Like, our guys go in there, we're going to get slaughtered. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen. Like, because I know President Trump originally it was don't kill any of those protesters, and then it went into making a deal for nuclear, and then they probably said fuck you, and then people went in there and got him out. And I mean, I still at this point, like, we got involved in something like that's not gonna come out good for us at all. If anything, we're just gonna send our boys over there, and they're probably gonna get off. A couple of them are gonna get off, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know what the end game is gonna be.
There is one. That's what I'm saying.
Well, here's my thing. Just real quick, y'all. Here's my thing. The premise on what he said he was going into Iran for. Oh, they had ballistic missiles that could reach the United States. We all know that's BS. They didn't have no intercontinental ballistic missiles to reach here. That's number one. We all know that's a lie, right? Two, you just finished obliterating their nuclear program. There's no way you starting up a new nuclear program a month or two after your nuclear program was so-called obliterated. So we know that was BS too. Three, you going in there for the Iranian people. Prove to me you going in there for the Iranian people. Once I see y'all arming them, then I'll take that you going in there for the people. When I see you physically arming them with weapons to go fight their government after you leave. And I'll yield there. Y'all continue.
I agree with that. Yeah.
Power is not having to explain yourself. We do what we want when we want to do it for whatever reason we want to do it. Power is not having to explain yourself.
I agree with that. The United States military could do what it wants when it wants, how it feel like doing it.
Whether it's entertainment, whether it's positioning against Russia and China, I don't care. We do what we want when we want to do it. That is all I need to know.
Okay, so can you just can you just stop arguing with me as I'm speaking out the current events of what's going on?
Hey, Dave,
you just basically nullified the argument you have with everybody.
What's on fire, Dave?
I mean, I'm not here to be your goddamn newscaster.
You just said, Dave, there's nothing on fire.
You're trying to be a voice of expertise.
Dave,
you're trying to be a voice of expertise, and you're basically saying,
Dave, I don't need to worry about
any facts.
I'm an expertise in newscaster, damn it.
I'm an expertise in everything, Dave. That's what you don't want to understand, Dave. I'm a Renaissance man.
Dude, can you let other people talk that actually want to talk about the current events? You just said
not when
it doesn't matter what's going on. Whatever we could do whatever we want. Other people who are talking about current events talk instead of you interrupting with shit that does not have to do with news. What's going on?
Let me ask you a question, Dave. In your opinion, what do you think happens when Iran does fall? Because it's going to fall. When it does
I
fall,
don't know
does
if it's
it
going to
fall
fall
in one piece or does it fall in pieces?
But I don't know that it's going to fall. Like the assumption,
the regime is actually going to survive. This is what I'm saying.
I mean, God damn, he asked me, bro. Can you shut up for 1 second? I don't know if it's going to fall because what everybody is dependent upon is this notion that the people are going to rise up and take over everything. But as I look at the actual live streams, the whole goddamn country is split. You got half of the country mourning and raising up the red flag, talking about revenge, and then you got other people celebrating. And in the mix of that shit, they've already elevated their new supreme leader, and the supreme leader said, "We this is for the blood of my homie." And then the rest of the Middle East is doing the same fucking thing. You're not even understand what happened to our consulate in Pakistan. That shit is gone. The one in Iraq bombed. Not by Iran, by Iraq. So what you have is all of these different fucking militias spread across the fucking Middle East, lighting up. And the notion that, yeah, we win, we keep saying that shit, but it's the countries there that are actually taking the barrages. So at the end of the day, it makes no sense to say that, yeah, it doesn't matter, we're going to win because the countries that are actually taking the heat, they're all cool with getting their shit bombed and fucked over. And that's just not how it goes. Hence why, instead of that normal 30 days, they're meeting this week on War Powers, bro, because they're seeing the shit on fire and all their fucking ambassadors are calling in saying, yo, what the hell? We're losing major equipment, dog. They're showing we got this $1 billion.
Let him respond now, Dave. Let him respond.
We've lost no equipment. We've lost no equipment. He's talking about the Democrats calling Congress to want to put. They have no power to push a bill or introduce one. You fucking
It's the
idiot.
Republicans, you goddamn idiot, that are calling it.
Don't have the votes to do it.
Your own party is doing it, dumbass.
So I can't talk. Dave can ramble like a woman for an hour.
You gotta let him respond, Dave. You talked. Let him respond. Go ahead, Imperious. Go ahead.
Like a woman. No facts. All of it fear. Fear. Like it's just fear. He literally believes that a nation that spends the most every year, more than the next 75 nations combined on just the military for the last 100 years, we can loot. Like he wants white people to get some kind of bad publicity.
Can you please stay on track with the conversation, bro?
I am. I see he can't stop. You want the United States to lose because you think the United States means white people. That's all this is, Dave. If you had any idea of what is going on there right now, we've lost zero equipment. The Congress would have to pass a law, which means the president would have to sign it, right? Which he can veto. Name me the last bill that a veto was override, Dave.
Are you asking me to speak?
It's hysterics.
My bad.
It's abject hysterics that he's so desperate. He says all these militia groups, well, then why is Saudi Arabia bombing Iran right now? Why is the Abu Dhabi bombing Iran right now? If it's so, the United States is doing all this horrible stuff and it's going to burn down at World War III and we're going to get slaughtered even though there's no U.S.
I didn't say World
troops.
War III. I didn't say World War III.
There's going to be there's not going to be one U.S. troop. He couldn't stop talking. There's not going to be one fucking U.S. troop in the country of Iran, but yet we're going to be slaughtered. Do you see the weakness that could you imagine if Dave was your military guy?
Can you please stick to the topic? I'm not just calling you stupid. I'm actually bringing facts and current events.
He's a woman.
I'm bringing in current events, man. You're just trying to
events. You don't know what the current event is.
Me, bro.
You didn't believe that the Ayatollah was dead until Iran told you.
Yeah, I need both sides. I need both sides.
No. That's the point. You believe a regime that killed 32,000 of their own people. That shows, Dave.
BD, can I talk
Dave,
now? Because I think he's out of time.
You don't believe Dave.
Let him respond.
Okay,
Imperious.
All right, here's my response. Contrary to what he's saying, there's footage right now. They're on like the 7th wave of attacks. Tel Aviv is getting hit. They blew up Bahrain and they blew up our $1.1 billion radar, dog, that covered pretty much, that was able to see everything. Okay. They're blowing up the fucking bases. The people in the countries, like you got 3 countries where the Iraq, the biggest fucking goddamn outpost we got. Shit is burnt up. Burnt up. Now you're saying that they're out of missiles and ain't shit finna happen, but they're making statements. Everybody's reading these statements as this shit is being fired, and they're saying we're firing the old shit. These ain't even hypersonics, bro. And I repeat, this is the main thing I want you to answer. I want you to answer. How much destruction are the Middle East countries willing to accept?
Unlimited, because they're Shiite and they're killing Sunnis. Or Sunnis and killing Shiite. You're so fucking stupid. You think they hate us more than they hate each other. You're a fucking idiot, Dave. This is why it shows nothing you say fucking matters and you're a pussy. He doesn't understand
Look,
that
man, can you just stop, bro?
he
We've
doesn't
seen you,
understand that
bro.
he's such a
Lay
fucking
off the
pussy.
tough talk, man. Just
Dave,
lay off
Dave,
the
it's not
tough talk
about
for a
tough-
second.
no,
We've
Dave, you're
seen
a
you in
giant
person,
pussy
bro.
I
I
will,
roasted
Dave.
you for 8
I'll
hours
finish
on
the
your
argument,
real,
Dave.
how
I'll
you
finish the
really
argument
look,
for
bro.
you.
Stop.
Dave,
Just have
what
a
is
real
the status?
conversation.
What is the status of the embassy in Iraq? Was the second perimeter
On
even
fire,
breached, Dave?
on fire,
No,
on fire.
Oh,
That's
the
the status.
embassy's on fire. Well, because Dave, if you read actually what's going on, they didn't even reach the second perimeter. So, Dave, the U.S. Marines fired upon them and killed about 6 people, Dave.
And we
You're
got to
talking
keep
about
in mind,
Pakistan. You're
fellas,
talking
that
about
this
you're talking
story
about
is
Pakistan.
fluid.
You're mixing up countries,
There's
bro.
about 6 levels of perimeter around the U.S. embassy in Iraq. It's called the Green Zone. See, this
You're
is
talking
what
about.
very familiar
I
with the
think
green
you're
zone.
mixing up countries. That's
he
Pakistan.
doesn't even know. Dave,
killed
Dave
6.
knows everything, though. Dave doesn't know anything when he doesn't know.
I mean,
the
I'm
difference
telling
between
him in
a
the
thumb
news
and an
story, dog.
asshole.
If he's talking about 6 people getting killed from embassy attack, that's Pakistan.
Hey,
No,
Dave,
that's
do you got the
Iraq.
link for that story?
Yes, I'll show you the
That-
story of the Marines firing. Yes, here, hold on.
No, I'm asking
No,
Dave.
and
Do
then
you
when
got
he's
the link
wrong,
for the
people
story
ban
he's
him.
talking about?
If he's
Please
wrong,
put the
I
6
want him to be
people dead.
punished for being wrong.
That is in Pakistan.
I want
bro.
him to be punished for being wrong and questioning me. If I have to treat you
I mean,
like
all
my
you got to do is
ancestors
put it
treated
in the
your
back
family,
chat.
I'm
If it
going to
doesn't
teach
say
you,
6
Dave.
people dead, it's only Pakistan that has 6 people dead.
Dave,
bro.
I'm going to teach you a lesson. I have to teach
All you have to do is paste it in the back and let BD put it up.
Dave, I will, but I want to know if you will be punished when I prove you wrong. Because children don't learn from being wrong unless
I
they're
mean,
punished.
all you got to do is hurry up and do it.
Well, Dave, I'm waiting. What will I get as a
Show the
reward?
article where 6 people are dead. I promise you it's Pakistan.
We don't
Dave.
have the straps here to punish Dave today. Imperials.
Okay. All right, hold on.
Ain't no
Man, I
strap.
knocked this
I don't
pussy
have
ass
any
noodles
straps.
out, bro. I don't know what he talking about.
Yeah, best. But Dave, do
guy's
you have a
acting like we
link for
haven't
the story,
seen
your
him, bruh.
Pakistan
What the
story?
fuck?
Do you have a link for that? And I'm only asking for links because this is a fluid story and stuff is happening by the minute.
So while he's looking that up, I just want to reiterate that he said that the Middle Eastern countries are willing to take any amount of destruction. And
Yes,
that's
that's
the
what he said.
fundamental thing that I'm saying that is they're not. That's the fundamental thing that I'm saying. They're not willing to take a full destruction of their country, all they shit blowing up for America's war. That's not happening. That's why they're going to the UN. That's why and he's saying that the Democrats, no, it's the Republicans calling for this goddamn war powers meeting.
Well, again, a president
course the
can't
Democrats
just
too, but,
unilaterally
you know.
declare war. Anyway, they either gotta go through the War Powers Act or they gotta request the AUMF, which is the Authorized Use of Military Force. But
Exactly.
either one of those routes gotta go through Congress.
Got to go through Congress. And the reason why they saying it has to is because let's say that there was a decapitation strike and nobody else came up to the top.
I see
There
it.
was-
1 second.
There,
Nah, his article, his link. I'm finna pull it
Like
up.
the embassy was under attack, and the Marines had to fire upon a crowd in the embassy in Iraq, not Karachi, Pakistan. This
okay,
happened at the U.S. embassy in Iraq.
listen to me. Listen
Do you
to me.
know how
Oh, God.
defended the U.S. embassy
BD,
is?
can I say this?
No,
Because
he doesn't understand how
because
well
he's
defended
changing
the
the
United States
goalpost again. He said that 6 people
everything's
died.
moving the
And I'm
goalpost
trying to
today.
tell you the only one with 6 people died was the Pakistan attack.
No,
and you're
it's
not
not. That
pulling
was
up
10.
one that shows
That
where
was
6 people were
10 in
killed.
Pakistan. That was 10 in Pakistan.
Okay,
And
well,
that
show
was
me
by
one
bro-
where you're saying
And
6
that was
people.
by Pakistan police. That wasn't by U.S.
Here's where-
Marines.
But you said you were pulling up an article where
I did.
where
I
people were
did.
dying. Show me.
See, now
Put it on
he's
there.
attacked. Now Dave is so manic and hysterical. He can't wait. For,
It is
I'm
right
trying
there,
to see
Dave.
where the people were killed. Go ahead.
This is the article right here.
I
Protesters
guess scroll to
try to
where the
storm
casualties are.
Baghdad green zone because that's Baghdad zone's the green zone.
Mhm, that's
Housing user-
Baghdad, definitely.
but
US
Dave knows
embassy
every. Dave,
security
I
source.
want you to take a pistol, put it in your fucking mouth right
I'll
now.
put it in your
you
bitch's pussy.
cock-sucking
How about
faggot.
that?
Oh Lord.
No, I
Guys,
already fucked
please.
your daughter, Dave.
Hey,
You might want to blow
watch
her
it,
pussy
man.
away, Dave.
I mean, I don't
Watch
even
it,
I
have a
brother.
daughter,
hate
but
you,
if I
Dave.
did,
I
I would
hate
take
you
offense.
so much, Dave. I
This
hate
guy
you
is a
that you
pedophile.
exist, Dave. I just know, Dave, as long as
Okay.
you exist,
can
you'll
we
be my
just scroll
slave.
through the
All right,
article and
look,
see
look,
where
That
it
is
says
the
there were
only reason
casualties?
I'm happy, Dave.
Because he's just showing the
Okay,
article.
look.
He's not. Notice he's not
Wait.
talking about those casualties
Imperious, I
because
rock
there
with you,
weren't
bro,
any
but
in
we
Iraq.
can't have the whole going after people, kids stuff. That I ain't gonna
He
do that.
goofy, man. He a
Yeah,
goofy.
that we not gonna do here, Imperious. We not gonna go. You go after Dave all you want, but don't go
goofy.
after his kids and all that.
He doing
family
that because
stuff.
he know
Leave
he
that.
wrong. Ain't nowhere in the Iraq attacks saying people were
Keep that
killed.
to
He was
yourself.
talking about the people were killed. That's in
So I'm
Pakistan.
gonna give you a second to cool off, but we're gonna go through your article because this was your article. He says his article, the Imperious sent. It says hundreds of Iraqis attempted Sunday to storm Baghdad's fortified green zone, where the U.S. embassy is located, after the death of Iran's supreme leader Ali Khamenei. An AFP journalist reported. So his article was about the green zone in Baghdad, which they did hit. Now, what I'm waiting for, Dave, is your link for your
Oh, I'm
Pakistan
not.
article.
I'm on a cell phone. I'm on a cell phone outside. All I'm saying is that I thought we were looking up where the casualties were. Now, I guess you're reading that article and not
So
seeing
where's your
casualties. 'cause
where's your 6 casualties in Pakistan? I can give you one
all
about
you got
10.
to do is type in Pakistan embassy.
You see, Dave, this is why
I
I'm talking about
I'm
BD.
sorry.
This is what I'm saying,
I'm
BD.
on my. I'm
You
sorry.
give
I'm on
him
my.
every leeway to just say, "Oh, I don't have the article,
No,
but
no,
Imperious, you had to post it."
no,
Do you see
no,
why I have
I
no
asked
respect for
Dave for
blacks,
the link
BD?
Hey,
too.
BD,
Do you
how
see
much to
why
pay
I
to
have no
shut this
respect
guy
for
up?
blacks?
BD,
I
what's
will
your
never
cash app,
respect
man?
any
I
of you
can't do
blacks.
it.
I
I
asked
will
for the
never
I'm
link
just gonna
respect
too.
you
cash app him
blacks.
I
up.
didn't
I'm
say
just gonna
any of
cash app
that,
him up.
Imperious.
I'm just gonna
I
cash
asked
app
for
him.
No,
So
I
I can
asked
you
find
him
him.
have
for
him
his link,
saying
just like
post everything, but he goes, "Oh, I don't gotta post anything. I'm on my phone.
No,
Sorry."
he do gotta post. If you're gonna say it, I need you to post it.
No, then ban it. I did. Where's he? You
Okay,
fucking blacks are so biased. Oh God, I hate you all. You
okay,
blacks need to
look,
be fucking exterminated.
Imperious. We just gonna do me and you for a second. I asked you for a link, just like I
Why
asked
didn't you
Dave
ask
for a
him for
link.
one?
I did. I just did.
And he doesn't have to post it yet. You
After
don't
I
punish him.
posted your
You
story,
put me in back and punish him by banning him.
Listen, I posted your link, and I asked Dave to show me a link. He couldn't provide me a link because he says he's on his
So where's
phone.
the ridicule for him? Why do you let him talk then?
Why do I let him talk? Because it's a free
Because he's
panel. I
lying
let
and then he doesn't.
everybody
He's
talk.
the most disingenuous fucking bad faith actor. He doesn't have to
Okay,
prove
well,
anything. He can just ramble everything,
I'ma
citing
see-
nothing.
I'm gonna see
You just
if
believe
he
him,
have-
and I've
I
got to
didn't say
prove
I
to you.
believed him. I didn't
Well,
say
then
I
why do you
believed
let
the
him
story.
talk? Why do you let him
Because
talk?
he was trying to make a point. Everybody
He
here
made
can
no
make their
point other
point.
than, "Oh my God, the world's burning down. The U.S. sucks. We're going to get killed. There's a bunch of people going to get killed," with no citations, no references, no anything. It's a woman. Don't you? You guys are all fucking women.
He
You're
said
all
it's a
fucking
woman.
women because you were all raised by single women. You don't
No,
even
I
fucking
was
understand
not,
how.
sir.
Well, it seems like no, everybody was because no one calls him out for being a woman. What kind of
I was
argument
not.
is that? He says 6 people were killed in Pakistan. It was 10.
It was 10
See,
people
this is
killed in
everything
Pakistan.
he says is bullshit. No one will call him on it. But
Okay,
yet
well,
you let him talk.
I'm calling him on it now. Dave, you need to produce a link for your article, for your story that you're telling. Because again, this
I
is a
can
fluid
post a 10
story.
casualty, Dave.
This is a
not
fluid
6.
story, and a lot is happening right now. Matter of fact, people are getting shot down right now while we're talking. People are getting shot. So it's going down regardless. It's going down. It's here now. So again, we're going to have some decorum here, though. We're not going to just go off the rails.
I go off the
Okay.
rails when I can't handle, like, this is.
Listen, I get it, Imperious. I get it.
I can't handle, like,
not
this is- you
everybody
gotta
can
understand, when I was a
handle
kid,
that kind of stuff like that. Some people,
when I was
tolerance is-
young and when I didn't know something, I got beaten. When I
You got
tried to
beaten?
when I tried to speak, when I didn't know what I was talking about, I was beaten. That's
Well-
what should happen to people. Broken bones when you try
Hold
to
on.
say you're right.
Hold
It's
on,
not
hold
gonna
on.
happen in
I'm
this
actually
world,
pasting
though,
the link so
Imperious.
this guy shut up.
Okay,
Here
well,
we
yeah,
go.
come
Hold
on.
on.
Where it
Hold
says
on.
10, right?
Here we
Dave,
go.
10,
Here
not
we go,
6.
little. Here we go, little
10, not
crybaby
6.
little boy.
10, not
Here we
6.
go, little crybaby boy.
10, not 6.
Okay,
Here it
hold
is.
on.
It's in the back
Imperious,
chat. It's
here's
in the
his-
back chat for you.
Imperious, here's his link.
I'm sorry. It's
you asked
22
for it.
people dead in Pakistan.
Here
Go
we
ahead.
go.
All you got to do is look at it.
Here we go. I'm finna bring it up now.
So who is right, Imperious? Why they pulling up the facts? Because yours said nobody was. And I thought the
This is-
argument
this
was
is
about the number
Dave's
of
link.
people killed from attacks on the consulate.
Dave, it wasn't
It said-
six.
You see how in
It
you
said-
see how in the
It wasn't
Titan
wasn't
mind
six,
takes
Dave.
my
So
facts.
both of y'all were wrong. It
The
wasn't
number went
6
up.
or it
I
wasn't
never
10.
You
argued
don't
that
have
the
was
attack in
22.
Pakistan
It says
never
nobody.
happened. I never argued that the attack in Pakistan never
Look at
happened.
him,
He
he's
argued that the
backtracking.
attack in Iraq never
He just
happened.
backtracks.
No,
Can
I
I have
didn't.
him on mute while
Did
I
I ever
explain my
say the
article?
attack in
Can I
Pakistan
have him
never
on
happened?
mute while I explain the
Did I
article?
ever say the attack never
Can you
happened?
please be quiet
you-
No,
while
you
I
he
did-
said
explain
the
the
attack
article?
in Iraq never happened.
Imperious, you did not.
mean,
you
he
did not
begged for
say
the
the
proof.
attack didn't happen. But let Dave
He
explain
begged
his
for the
article
proof. I
like
showed
you
him the
got
proof,
to
and now he
explain
won't
yours.
shut up so I can
All
tell
right,
him.
here you go. Imperious,
Thank you.
I'm mute. So go ahead.
We started off.
Do you think?
He's like, nobody's dying, and all that. I'm sorry about the 3
No,
soldiers, but
just
you know,
explain
this,
your
that, and the
article,
other. And we hit it up, and I said, look, dog, I said 6 people died off this attack and the consul off embassy's attack. He said no one. I said, yeah, of course, Pakistan. He said, hell no. And he said, the only thing I know about is what happened to Iraq Green Zone. And he's diverting. If you notice, he'll stand on some shit and say, if this is right, are you going to apologize? And I'm looking at him like, I know my sources are right. He pulls up something that says nobody has died. And I pull mine up, and in the headlines, it's saying the people died. So who is right?
Well, both of y'all were off on the numbers. One said 6,
I
the other
wasn't.
said 10,
Hold,
and it
hold
says
on.
22.
yeah,
Yeah, the number
hold on.
went up. It started off with 6. It
That's
started
all
off
I'm
with 6.
saying. Y'all
Yeah,
both
the
were off
started
on
off
the
with
difference
a
is,
numbers.
the difference
6
is,
and
I
20
didn't
inches.
argue that the attack in Pakistan never happened. I
Fuck,
didn't
man.
argue. No, Dave said, oh,
I
he
mean,
just said nobody died. I said, no, 3 American citizens died, and there's been clashes with protesters in Karachi and Baghdad.
Well, you didn't mention Karachi.
I said Karachi.
You don't
Oh
even
my
know
God, Dave, you
Karachi's
see what
in
I'm saying, BD? I
Pakistan,
can't.
bro.
You want
You
me to
didn't know
control
that.
myself,
Karachi,
BD?
Dave.
I
You
can't.
wasn't
I'm not
listening.
doing this, Dave.
He did.
Dave,
He
BD, I'm
mentioned
not doing this. When
Pakistan
I
and
literally mentioned Karachi.
Imperious. I know. I heard you when you said it.
But Dave, I'm done with this.
This is
You-
crazy.
BD,
I mean,
you
this is
see what I'm
crazy. I
saying?
bring up the
You
facts,
see
and
what I'm
now
saying,
wrong?
BD? I'm tired of this. You want me to be good faith and not call him a
He
dirty fucking
begged me
nigger
to bring up
when
the
he
facts.
acts
I
like a dirty
literally
fucking
had to
nigger?
switch off my
Why
phone.
can't I
brought up
call
the
him a
article,
nigger when he
proving
acts
the
like a
facts,
nigger?
and he's still
Guys.
right.
Why
How
can't I
is this
call him a nigger?
possible?
Fellas, can we just talk about the topic? We don't have
No,
to
he's a
get into
nigger.
the
He doesn't know
Because he
anything.
has
He
to be
has a
right when
50
he's
IQ.
wrong. He has
He's
a
a
problem.
nigger. No,
He has
he's
a
a nigger. I
problem.
never made an argument that nobody died in the fucking. I literally said people died in Karachi and in Baghdad. You're the one that said you had no knowledge of the one in Baghdad. I said I knew of the one in Karachi. You are a fucking nigger, Dave.
Wait, hold
And
on,
you'll
hold
always
on.
be a nigger.
He broke up. He broke his lie. He said, now what he just said is he says, no, I don't know about anything happening in Karachi. You mentioned Baghdad. And so you pulled
You
up
see what I'm
Baghdad,
saying, BD?
and there
He's a
were
nigger.
no
He
He's a
did. He
nigger.
did
This is why
mention.
white
nothing
people
in the
look at
Hold
black
on,
people
wait,
as niggers.
wait,
This is
hold
why.
on. Both of y'all wait.
I mean, I
Hold
can't
on,
believe
hold
I
on,
pull
hold
up the
on,
proof.
both of
I'm
y'all.
right, and I still
Both of y'all, hold on. Imperious did mention Pakistan. Let's start there. He did. You might have missed it, but I didn't.
I started off saying
Y'all
Pakistan.
both
I'm the
what
one
I'm
who
saying is
mentioned
both
the
of
attacks
y'all
on the U.S.
mentioned it.
embassies. He did not. He was spending
did.
all this time saying there's
This is
superiority.
before you
Nothing's
came on
happening.
the show, Dave. Dave, before you even came on here, Imperious was talking.
Oh well,
about
I don't know about. I'm going about what he's
okay,
been
I'm
arguing with
telling
me
you. Before you got here, Imperious had
So
mentioned
why did he
Pakistan.
argue with me when I'm speaking the facts?
Because you're a nigger and you don't listen, and I'm testing to show how much of a
I
nigger
mean,
you are.
How many
Oh,
times
Lord.
is this dude gonna call me the N word?
I don't listen. We're gonna
Stop
stop with
acting
the
like one.
stop with the M word stuff, though. We just trying to have a regular
Okay,
discussion.
stop
Like
acting
men.
like one.
Please. Let's act like
no.
men, please.
What's
Please
worse
act like
of an
the goddamn
insult to a
class that
man?
you saying you got,
I would
man.
let no. You could
Act
call
like
me a
you got the
cracker all
class that
day.
you say
Don't
you have,
tell me
bro.
I didn't mention something. You could call
Not
me
to
a
me.
cracker all
Not
day.
to me.
Don't fucking mention
BD
that
is saying,
I
BD
didn't say
is saying
something.
you mentioned all that shit before I was on here.
No,
So
I mentioned
have
it when
no
you were
idea
here
about it.
too. I mentioned it when you were here too, Dave. Because when I mentioned the green zone in
I mean,
Baghdad,
BD,
I
dog. Am I
differentiated it
crazy
between
when you were
Karachi.
saying that we got air superiority? Ain't no
Yes.
problem, nothing like that.
What
and
does
I'm
air
the one that kept talking
superiority
about
have to do
everything's on
with two
fire.
nations?
Our consulates is getting attacked. Our embassies getting attacked.
What?
Like
Well,
now he's trying to
here's the
position
thing.
him
Of course
as the
of
person
course
that
they-
was saying
Dave,
everything was on
hold
fire.
Let-
This
let-
shit is
let me
crazy.
Let me answer your question. Of course, they were going to respond.
Lose
Iran
an
is
art.
not they're not a third world country. Like they wasn't going to respond. They do have a military. They do have missiles. Of course, they're going to respond, but their response could only be regional. They're never going to be a threat to us here in the continental United States. There's nothing Iran is ever going to do to us here.
Exactly.
So as long as there ain't nothing they could do to us here, I could care less about what the fuck they doing to themselves over there. As long as none of that shit come here
BD,
to where I'm at.
I wasn't arguing that, BD. My exact argument was, how much destruction are the Middle East countries going to take for this?
They're going to take as much as they need to, because
And
they got
exactly.
backing now.
But see,
They got
listen,
United States backing, so they're going to take as much pounding as they need to, because they know they're going to get rebuilt with United States and Israeli money.
that's where I disagree. Because see, this is where the conversation started. And when I mentioned that, his exact mention was that nothing's on fire. Nothing's getting attacked.
Well, the fire that Imperius is talking about isn't the same fire you talking about, Dave. See, you talking about a literal fire because we got a couple of embassies and a couple of buildings on fire, and we lost a couple of casualties. So you feel like, oh shit, it's on fire. Imperius is not thinking of fire in that sense. Imperius is thinking of, if we on fire, a warship got blown up. We done lost the aircraft carrier. Now that's the kind of fire he talking about, and it ain't at that point yet.
But I just
said it can never get to that point.
Yeah,
Russia and China can't.
I mean,
Russia and China can't hit our carriers, let alone fucking
I
Iran.
don't know how you're supposed to actually debate when
No,
shit keep
Dave, you're not debating me. You're just upset about it.
There's nothing Iran is doing to one of our aircraft carriers. There's nothing they're doing. Unless they do it asymmetric.
They can't even get within 100 miles of it.
Listen. Our shit is under fire. XF had to just report and say, yeah, we haven't been hit. But they've been getting fired at, bro.
Yeah, getting fired at and doing major damage is two totally different things.
Well,
yeah,
we can get on
Dave, has ammunition got within 100 miles to an aircraft carrier?
They haven't given the exacts. I honestly don't know. If you know, that's great.
They haven't even gone within 100 miles.
You gotta be in the CIA then if you actually know that. But dude, I honestly don't know. They're not reporting.
Dave, the political victory it would be if Iran's drones even got a picture of our aircraft carrier. They'd have it all over their news. They'd have it all over their news of their drone taking a picture, because that is a massive political win for them. If Iran could even get a drone within 100 miles to take a picture of our aircraft carrier, they would have that all over their nose, talking about how the U.S. is not indestructible. We know where they are. We can get them. They don't even know where we are, Dave. They turned off their beacons. They're off radar. Dave, Dave, within 200 miles of the fucking carrier strike group, all air is fucking, there is nothing in the air.
Yeah,
they have an AWAC. They have an AWAC already up, Dave.
Yeah, ain't nothing flying over there right now. Ain't nothing flying over there. Know that. Nothing civilian, nothing militarily. If it ain't United States and Israel, ain't nothing going down over there. Know that for a fact.
No, even if it is Israel, the U.S. would shoot it down. Like, you don't come within an aircraft carrier. Nobody does. That's a carrier strike group.
Yeah, they have their own specific strike groups dedicated just for that.
I don't know if I can say this without busting the lid.
Do you need the big screen, Dave? I'll give you the big screen. Here you go.
Yeah. I don't know. At this point, I just think it's masterful how I get called to pull up the evidence. My evidence is right. And now all of a sudden, the person who was disputing the evidence is being believed to be the one who was actually making a point. But I'll keep going in this crazy exercise. And I do not wish any U.S. aircraft carrier to be hit. But I would say, hopefully he doesn't bust a gasket on this. They did have to shoot down drones over the U.S. aircraft carrier. I think whenever this first buildup was starting. What they did do originally, one was getting in too close, deep into the Strait of Hormuz, and I'm looking like, man, dog, you're right in range of hypersonics. And then they had to pull that carrier back over near the corner. What's that country? Is that Oman? I think that's Yemen, around that corner in Yemen, to get out of range of that. Now they do have footage of Iran drone, like this is Iran footage, drone footage of and it's confirmed by the U.S. military, drone footage of them basically looking at the whole carrier strike group.
Okay, Dave.
And then getting shot down.
Can I respond?
Absolutely. Go ahead and respond, because I want to get Ryan
Okay, I'm going
in
to
here.
post a
He's been
second
quiet.
link, and I'm going to post a second link of the article he's talking about a drone. The drone was downed because it came within 200 miles of the carrier. It never knew where the carrier was.
I mean, how
That's
can you
the whole
get
point of
within
what I was saying.
No, what I'm saying
Anything
is
that comes within
post the link,
200
because I don't want
miles,
to argue with dude.
anything that comes within 200 miles to that carrier strike.
He can post his link. I'll post mine, and then we can just pull it up, because I'm
looking at it right now.
I was looking at the footage like 3 weeks ago, dog. This shit
What
is
footage,
literally
Dave?
showing
There's
the whole
no
goddamn
footage.
aircraft carrier.
You
There's
want me
no
to put this
footage by the
second one up,
Iranian drone.
Imperius?
This shit is weird.
Imperius, you
There's
want me to
no-
put this second one up?
You can bring that one up after, sure.
And
Okay.
the crazy thing is this is the second time where he categorically denies some shit, and then when pressed on it, he's pulling up the actual articles,
Okay, well,
saying that
guys,
here's the footage of this shit. But
give
let
me
me
a second,
re-explain
y'all.
this shit. How many times does he get to say, no, Dave, you're wrong? And
All
then
right,
when I
well,
actually
look.
getting ready to tell him
Let-
put
let-
footage,
let
he
me
said,
get
here's the
Ryan in
footage, but
here.
it's not this.
Because
Like
I
the
would like
guy's
to hear
goofy.
what Ryan got to say. He's been quiet. Ryan, you still there, buddy?
Yeah, bud.
What do you think about this latest article Imperius put up here? The nine Iranian naval ships have been destroyed and sunk. What do you think about that?
Well, it looks real to me. They're pretty wore out.
Definitely look real.
Oh yeah,
The
they
military
definitely sunk,
times
yeah.
is definitely real.
yeah. This ain't. Yeah,
Well, I've never known Iran to have much of a navy. I know a lot of their navy
right.
is
They
a
don't have
bunch
no
of
navy.
cruisers and you know maritime
They ain't
ships
got no
that
navy.
patrol the Straits of Hormuz. You know, maritime ships
They have
that look more like
They have
civilian
Corvette
ships.
ships. They don't even have
Yeah.
a destroyer or a frigate.
Right, a big time naval vessel. They don't
No,
they don't
it's like-
really own any of them.
And if you bring up the article about the drone, that the aircraft carrier didn't down the drone like it was close. An F-15 was in the air.
I never.
and took it out. So
Hold on,
yes,
I'm
there are
fixing to bring it up now,
F-15s.
y'all.
No, it was. Oh my god.
Read the article. Bring it up. The
I'm
F-15s
just bring
are
it
in a
up.
perimeter
I mean-
around around the aircraft carrier. Like this is what I'm saying. Nothing comes in that perimeter.
I mean, I'm actually getting ready to post this link.
Read the article. It literally says an
and-
F-15C down
I mean,
the Iranian Shahadi drone. It literally look on there and type F-15 on the search for the
But-
page.
Yeah,
and it
type
will
in
say it-
F-15 because I'm pretty sure it wasn't an F-15 because
It was an
F-15s can't launch off a
F-15.
carrier.
It was an F-15.
F-15s are Air Force, bro. They don't launch off a carrier.
Can you just read the article? Like go ahead and look.
Well, I'm reading through it now. It says U.S. Navy fighter jet shot down an Iranian drone that was approaching the aircraft carrier USS Abraham Lincoln in the Arabian Sea.
Yes.
U.S. Central Command said Tuesday that an incident that threatens to further ramp up tensions as the Trump administration warned of possible military action to get Iran to the negotiating table, which I really think the talks were just for play because they were going to strike them anyway. But that's just my personal thoughts.
Once the Ford got into the
That the
fucking
talks
Mediterranean,
was
it was
bullshit.
over. Yeah, it was just the talks were just to fucking
Right,
give a
that
public
was my thing.
perception until the Ford got into
All right.
position in the Mediterranean. It's over.
So I'm about to send you the link for the YouTube.
It was a
and you
fighter
tell
jet,
me
though,
how-
right, Dave?
I mean, I'm talking to
Can we
BD.
agree it was a fighter jet and not the aircraft carrier because it didn't come close to the aircraft carrier, Dave?
No, you said F-15. You said F-15, and there's no such thing as an F-15 coming off of an aircraft carrier,
Okay, Dave,
bro.
let's say it's an F-15.
You don't even know your jets, first
Well,
off.
Let's say it's an
The
F-15.
article
Let's say
says
it's a plane that doesn't even exist, Dave.
F-35.
There's no such thing
That's
as
what
an
it says.
F-15.
Okay, Dave. Okay,
Just
an
shut up.
F-35.
Just shut
Guys,
up.
it's
You
right
don't know.
Okay, I
here.
was
You do
wrong
not
about the
know,
type
bro.
of plane, Dave. Can you admit you were
Yeah,
wrong
it's
about
right
the
here.
the whole concept itself?
Nah,
I
mean,
can admit I was
it's
wrong
right
about the
here.
type of fighter. Can you admit
Yeah.
that you
No,
were
I'm
wrong about a
F-35
fighter that
actually
didn't
going to
get
show you. I'm trying to show you how
Okay.
close it is. I don't know why you're trying to back away from this shit.
within 200
Hold on.
miles, Dave? Is it within 200 miles?
More like fucking less than a mile from the footage.
Less
Because
than
they
why
were in the
didn't it
choke
hit?
point
Why
and
did
straight
it
to
not
their
run
moves.
into? Then why did it
This
not
says
run into it?
500 miles.
Because it was
500 miles. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. 500. Thank you.
Yeah, it says
I'm going to
500
categorically show you the video. Can I just say this? I'm going to, first off, he wasn't even going to admit this. Now I'm going to actually give you the link of the video, and you can tell me how close it is. It should be glaringly obvious we're not talking miles.
Okay, well, that in that particular article, the drone that got shot down was 500 miles away, so it ain't get nowhere near the damn aircraft carrier.
I'm going to show you the
Dave
one
knows.
where
No,
it is.
Dave found footage that nobody else has seen that they got.
No,
close.
this
Don't
is
worry, Dave
no.
knows.
Obviously, no. What's happening is I'm getting the actual shit after you say it don't exist, and then you're rechanging your position to somehow take over what I'm saying. So chill for a second, dog.
Yeah,
I'm
go,
the one that
go
actually
find what
do
you
this
gotta
research.
find. I'm gonna go get some coffee. I'll be right back.
I've said nothing will come within 200 miles of an aircraft carrier.
Well, you tell me what this footage looks like. Hold on. Because I got to get past what's going on this week. Because as soon as I type in drone, it's always pulling up the shit that just happened. Hold on. Jesus Christ. Hold on.
Okay, quickly.
3 weeks ago. Hold on,
y'all. I
hold
gotta
on.
get this out. New York Majestic with the $20 Cash App. Thank you for all the support, bro. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you.
Hold on. I got to go on mute because when I press this button, I want to make sure that these are the right videos.
All
Hold
right,
on.
go do your thing. Everybody, the link is pinned at the top of the chat. We're having a very lively conversation right now about the Iran strikes.
I just don't know how you can get into the most sensitive airspace in the world, aircraft carrier airspace.
Yeah,
How he
you're
thinks
not.
I don't know
already
how
know you're
against
not.
the world's most sensitive and advanced electronic sensors, against the most
Yeah, you're
advanced
not.
anti-aircraft and digital warfare, against the best anti-aircraft missiles, against the best aircraft. Like, how is a drone, a large drone and a not necessarily advanced drone, getting a mile to where they're taking pictures of the aircraft carrier? I've never, that's never happened.
Listen, Imperious, you're right about that. Ain't nothing getting nowhere near an aircraft carrier. Just
Hold on.
nothing.
I got to stop that. The reason why is because the aircraft carrier, when he first sent it, was positioned too close to the Strait of Hormuz when the actual width, left to right of that strait, is not even 200 miles. That's why.
No.
And it was
it's
in
very
international
small.
waters, and it was only a surveillance drone. So I'm back on mute. Let me get the right footage.
And just so I could do this for you right quick.
That's why they
share
put the
this
aircraft
with
carrier
y'all
there,
again.
because it shuts down the airspace for 200 miles around it.
I said I was explaining this in my opening monologue about the control of the shipping lanes and why this is very important. Here's a picture, a map of the Strait of Hormuz. And if you look really closely, the actual strait where my
It's only
mouse
22
pointer
miles
is,
across. It's 22 miles. It's really,
it's not very wide, y'all. But we
the
talking
difference
about
is, though, is when you park an aircraft carrier, let's say you park it right there in the middle. Let's just pick a point, put a dot where you think it is. That 200-mile radius is going to close all the airspace around it. So you have a positional and effective air superiority and control of the Strait of Hormuz with that carrier strike group there.
right. If
That's the
anything,
entire
it's
purpose.
safer in the Arabian Sea than it would be,
Yeah, exactly.
in the strait.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's not sitting in the strait. No way. It's in. I'm guessing it may even be in the Indian Ocean area.
It was. And you don't remember when they had to pull it back out of that range? It was sitting in there, and everybody was wondering, like, what the hell? Hold on.
Yeah, that was when it had its electronic beacons on, Dave. Do you think they don't turn that off once it's battle time? They want people to know when they're turning it on. Like you could go to a civilian tracker and see that. You think they don't turn all that off once they're fucking in battle position and what they're doing?
Yeah, of course they do, because they don't want to be sighted.
Yeah.
That's one of the first things they do.
Yeah. They turn off their transponders.
And again, y'all, this Big Dog Sports, where sports and politics collide. Like, share, and subscribe. Definitely subscribe to Cash App at the bottom of the screen. If you want to support the channel, we in the building, y'all. Let's go. We talking about Iran.
The thing is, dude, there has never been a projection of this kind of force in back-to-back. Like, dude, we took out the leader. We fucking went into a country's most defensive area and took out their leader, jacked him. And then we wiped out another country's leader and have taken over their airspace in 48 hours. That's never been done in the history of the world before, like that kind of expression of power.
Hey, let me ask you something. Imperious.
Hold on, it's five. It's succinct. It's
next?
succinct of 5 ones. So here's the first one. Because I don't think you understand. It's international waters. That's why they had to pull the carrier back out of that range. Is because they were getting spied on. Here's the first one. Hold on. It's a short one. I'm going to go get them succinctively up until the closest ones. It's been like 5 incidences. Hold on.
This is
Dave,
the
if
first
they're
one.
surveillance, Dave, if those are surveillance drones,
I
they're at
mean,
20
dog, can you
Dave,
just
they're
let
at-
this? You haven't even
don't
seen
play
the
it. I never
video
said
and you're
don't
already
play
backtracking. Shut the fuck up.
Okay, go ahead. That's who, Dave? Whose drone is that?
I mean, the
an
fucking
English- those are-
Pentagon is
those are-
telling
those
you,
are
and now he's
United
saying who?
No, Dave,
God
that's a
damn.
U.S. drone, Dave.
I quit, man. You're right. You're better than the
Dave, they would
official
be in
report.
Farsi, Dave. Their
Fuck it, I
number
quit, man.
systems are there. Don't
I quit,
Dave,
dog. I'm not
have you
finna
ever-
work.
Dave,
I
Dave,
quit. Let me
Dave.
just finish this last one, and I'm done.
You
I'm
think
done.
that's
You're right
you
on
think
everything,
that's
bro.
a fucking
Because now
Dave,
you're arguing with your own fucking
no,
U.S.
no,
Defense
Dave,
Secretary.
that's not
I
an
quit.
Iranian drone.
I mean,
Dave,
the
that's not an
article is
Iranian
literally
drone.
labeled that,
It's not. That's not an Iranian
and
drone.
and actually
That
reported
footage,
by our
I know
own
what
government.
exactly
And
that
now
footage.
you're arguing. It's-
Dave, do you know what that footage is? That's not an Iranian drone footage, Dave. That's our surveillance planes, Dave.
Right, dog.
That was really those footage right there. See, this is the same thing that
Okay,
Dave
let's
brought
do
up.
this.
That
How much?
Hold on, Dave. You know that
$20. $20.
you know that video.
$20. Put money
Sure,
up.
sure,
I'm
Dave,
tired of looking
yes,
shit up, and
sure,
I ain't
Dave,
making no money.
Just
$20.
like did Dave know that the video he brought up yesterday on the other show where that
I mean,
whole
we're talking
fire?
today, right now.
Can I say, Dave?
I mean,
The video you brought up yesterday with that
You're
whole
weird,
airport
dog.
on fire,
You're
Dave,
weird. You're
was
weird.
AI. You know that, right?
You're weird.
They came out today and said that was AI, Dave.
Right. That's just like the Kuwaiti
So
airport
what
ain't
you're
on fire.
seeing right now,
Right.
Dave,
Kuwait's
you're
airport isn't
taking-
on fire. You're right, dog.
So Dave, why
no.
would the
You're
Dave,
right. It's all a lie that Kuwait's airport is on fire. You're right.
Dave, their airport is not on fire. An airport doesn't go on fire, Dave. You understand,
when
Dave?
it's hit with a
What does a
goddamn missile,
missile
it
do,
doesn't-
Dave? What does a missile do?
I quit, dog.
It's a
Blow up
concussive
stuff.
action, Dave.
I
It's
quit,
not
dog.
a napalm, Dave.
Iranian drone. U.S.
No Iranian drone is getting close to a United States carrier, Dave.
I mean, you can
Yeah,
keep saying this shit.
Ain't no drone really messing.
I
with
mean,
me.
I'm typing this shit in, and it's everywhere.
Dave, you're looking on YouTube like you think people don't fucking take video out there that's in the web and go and rename it and put it up there. You don't think
I mean,
bots do
if
that, Dave?
if the U.S. Defense Secretary is saying, "Hey, man, we had to shoot this bitch down," and then he's
Yeah,
showing footage,
500 miles away. Read
Yes,
the press
it was
conference, the one I
500
referred to,
miles.
Dave.
Yeah, he just put the
man,
article up earlier.
I can't do it, dog. I mean, if everything I pull up, it could just be said,
No,
"Hey,
no,
we don't have to.
I'm
We
with
don't have to
you.
even read it or look at it, man."
No, I
Fuck it,
did
man.
look at it. I read what it said. It said it was the Iranian
3
drone.
weeks ago,
and
here
it
we
was
go.
it was showing.
Hold on. Let me get back
It
on
was
mute.
showing spying on a U.S. aircraft carrier and Iranian drone footage of a U.S. aircraft carrier crossing the Strait of Hormuz. Was that before the strikes or after the strikes, Dave? Do you know? Offhand? This particular short, was it before the strikes?
It's before the strikes. Like, I really don't
Okay.
even want to discuss this no more because dude don't have to deal with no type of knowledge. I put up my
Dave,
information and he gets to
aircraft-
piggyback off my
Dave.
information and reframe his argument. Like, I'm
Dave,
done with that shit.
no
But
aircraft.
please be quiet. Please be quiet. BD asked me a specific question. That was before the Iran strikes. What happened is the very first thing Trump did, he sent one carrier there, right? And when he sent that carrier there, he sent it super close to the Strait of Hormuz. And that drone, basically, it went all over the world. All over the world. This was top news. They're like, God damn, how are you damn near sitting right on top of this carrier? And everybody was describing like, oh, okay, the width of the Hormuz is so short. They sent up a surveillance aircraft, and then everybody was saying was like, yo, you're right within range of these missiles. So Trump ordered that carrier to be pulled back around that around the bend of Yemen, and that's where it's always been sitting. That means it's outside of range of a regular the short range ballistics, and it gives enough ample warning, like he's saying with the Ewoks, to be able to deal with a longer range ballistic or anything else they want to fire. That is 100% correct. But the whole notion that Iran did not have, like, I mean, like, it looked like less than a football field.
Dave,
Visuals like that, it was all over the fucking news around the world.
Dave, the closest any drone has gotten to an aircraft carrier was in 2000. I think it was like 24. With it came about 1,500 yards, 15 football players.
If any of y'all remember the USS Cole, that the United States have become very adept at protecting its aircraft carriers.
No, but hold on. And that was when it was
that drone out the water once it got too close.
Dave, there has never been
I'm not going to listen to the guy that was willing to bet F-15s were flying
been an Iranian
aircraft
drone.
carriers. I'm not going to listen to guys
never
if he thinks
been
F-15s. He doesn't even know his jets. And
there has never been an Iranian drone that has got within 200 miles to an operating aircraft carrier, Dave.
I mean,
now, if you're saying,
like, I don't even need to look that up. The carriers in the Strait of Hormuz, the width of the Hormuz is way less than 200.
And
so,
the aircraft is shut
and
and the
airspace
is shut down,
in
right?
The water, it's automatically less than 200.
And the airspace was shut down, right, Dave?
No. What happened?
There's planes
let's see what
flying
you
within
actually
200
do know.
miles
Let's
of an aircraft
what
carrier.
happened. What happened? Because if I start saying this happened, you can't take my information. What happened after the Iranian drone incident? What happened?
Dave, it was shot down 500 miles away.
No, tell me the events, because when I start telling you these events, I don't want you to start piggybacking and saying that you were the one that was mentioning it.
Here's the events, Dave. Here's the events.
What happened after this drone incident?
Dave, can I say the events?
You asked him a question, let him answer.
So what happened in the events is that an aircraft came within 500 miles in the perimeter that the aircraft carrier strike group has set up, and it got shot down just like every other aircraft that'll come within that distance to the aircraft carrier will get shot down. There's your sequence of events, Dave.
So nothing else happened in the Strait of Hormuz after that?
Dave, nothing has gotten close to the aircraft carrier, no.
Nothing major happened in the Strait of Hormuz after that?
Well, I know we knocked out one of their subs. I know we've hit a bunch of their ships. I know we've cruise missiled a couple of their ports. Is that what you're talking about, Dave?
No.
Because
can you please be quiet while I tell you the sequence of events? After that, they declared the Strait of Hormuz shut for military drills in which China, Russia sent over their frigates and their destroyers and effectively shut down the Strait of Hormuz with live fire exercises where the tankers were scared. Everybody was scared because I watched a channel called What's Going On in Shipping. Great channel. It tells you everything about all of this. It documents what I'm saying with the movements of the carriers and everything. That's how I know this shit. It was live fire military exercises with Chinese and Russian frigates, destroyers in that area, which led to our U.S. aircraft carrier pulling back within a full distance of what I said it was on that corner of Yemen. Now, please don't start talking about it as if you knew about it.
Okay, can I respond? And again, that was
not a response. These are just facts. You don't have to respond to facts.
Dave, can I answer, Dave? Yeah.
It's not a question. It's not a question.
Dave,
it's a statement. It's a statement.
Dave, it's just a poison-filled fact.
No, it's a statement.
Dave, what's the poison? Yeah, it happened. And when did it happen, Dave? When did those happen? When did those exercises happen?
I just said it.
When? What date?
After the drones.
Nope. Before, Dave.
When did it happen?
Dave, well, the Iranian warships and the Chinese and Russian warships for the games, the drills, happened in January, Dave. The drone got shot down a few days ago, Dave. You're a fucking idiot.
There's been many drones, bro. There's been many drones.
Now he moves it to everybody. There's many drones.
You see how now he's.
I'm tired of having to listen to the very thing.
I told you he was going to take over what I said and say that what I said ain't right, and now he's the definitive
you want me to control
bringer of this information he knew nothing about. Didn't I tell you?
Can I
that was gonna
put
happen?
the article on the back of when the dates of the fucking?
I told you. I told
We
you.
don't
what was gonna
listen.
happen.
We don't really need to get into when it happened. We
Yeah, it
all
does.
in
No, the
agreement
time
that
frame
it
matters
happened.
because
I
David. No,
told
the
you
time
this
frame
was gonna
matters.
happen.
Why are you protecting Dave? The time frame matters. He said it
I
happened after
told
the
you
drone.
it was gonna happen.
He said
Okay,
it
hold
happened
on.
after the drone.
Wait, because Imperius got receipts, so we gotta
How
honor the
can you
receipts.
have receipts
Receipts
on
don't
some
matter.
shit he didn't? I'm done, BD. How does he
Listen,
have
You're
receipts
done.
on
Then
some shit he
go.
swear to God he has
Leave.
no
Nobody
knowledge
wants to
about?
hear your
I'm tired of doing
inaccurate.
this.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, I'm
Bye.
gonna drop down.
Bye,
I'm gonna
Dave.
drop
Bye,
down.
Dave. Go down. Go
And
down,
let's
Dave,
see
so we
how
can sit here for the
information, how
next
much
30 minutes
information
and
he
explain
tells you.
things to you.
Well,
Bye, Dave.
we're fit to
I gotta
read
drop
his
down because I
information.
can't
Yeah,
keep
you gotta
doing
go
this
because you
shit.
got proven
I
wrong. Bye,
can't
Dave.
keep presenting my
You
information that he
can't
knows
present
nothing about.
anything but bullshit, Dave.
And then he tries to take over the
You did
conversation.
bullshit, Dave.
So we're gonna see
It's
how much
bullshit,
he
Dave.
knows without me telling the
Yeah,
information.
I just did. Right
No,
here. Go
I'm
ahead.
done.
Put the
I'm
link
fit
up.
to
Put the
share
article
what
up.
he put.
Go ahead, record it.
Put the
I'm done.
article
I'm
up.
not saying shit else. I'm tired of giving the information, not getting credit.
No, we fit to put what he just put up right now. I'm fit to put it up right now. What he just put up. Just give me
I'm
a
just gonna
second.
listen. I'm done. I'm done reporting and he getting the credit for it.
No, Dave.
Nah, this
You're
isn't
talking about an activity
credit.
that happened months before anything was in place.
I think I got too many of these. Hold on. I'm sorry, y'all. Gotta close some of these things. Give me 1 second, y'all. I apologize. Had to close some of that stuff.
All right, I'll be in the chat, BD. Let's see if he can actually keep up a conversation.
Oh, he's been doing fine so far. I'm trying to pull up.
Pull the article up because it was in January that those drills happened, and the aircraft carrier never even entered the strait because those drills were happening.
Is this it right here?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure I had the right one up. Chinese, Russian, Iranian warships gathered near South Africa.
Oh no, that's not the right one. No. No, hold on. Oh yeah, no, that's the right one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
This is the right one?
Yep. Oh no, that's the wrong link. Sorry, my bad. No, here's the other link. Sorry. Here. Hold on, let me get you it real quick.
All right, I got you.
There you go.
All right. It starts what Iran's naval exercise with China and Russia in the Strait of Hormuz actually means. This one, Imperius?
Yeah. That was from in early February when they had the naval exercises. Before the U.S. carrier even got into the Strait of Hormuz. Like that's February 18th, that article. The drone was shot down 2 days ago.
Okay, let's read a little bit to it. Let me just read a little bit of it so my audience could get where we're coming from here. As the U.S. flows assets towards the Middle East, including the Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group, now reportedly off the Moroccan coast, Iran, China, Russia will hold their recurring joint naval training exercises in the Strait of Hormuz, according to Iranian media, which they're not holding now, obviously. Moscow and Tehran see Maritime Security Belt 2026 exercise as particularly relevant in the light of current events, and there are reasons for the White House and Pentagon to take note. I'll yield there for the sake of not being.
It happened before the drones. When did the drone get shot down, right?
Right. That was the question.
The 24th, I believe.
When did the drone get shot down? Because that isn't the timing is an important context. But to Dave's point, if the video, the short he showed about the Iranian drone being that close to a U.S. carrier thing, I just don't see how that happened.
It never has. The only time a surveillance drone has gotten close, not even what is that called? Not even a armed drone, a surveillance drone was when the aircraft carrier is parked in the Middle East, parked at a fucking naval base.
Right. Now I'm saying that's when the carriers are most exposed is when they're docked. But when they're out to sea, ain't nothing.
Nobody knows where they are.
Them.
Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah.
Yeah, ain't nothing coming nowhere near them when they're out to sea. Now, when they're docked, as was the USS Cole when it got attacked, it was docked.
And my confusion is this. Let's just say Dave Wright. I'm just going to put out there. Let's just say Dave's right. I'm just going to say Dave's right on every. He would actually be. Like, I'm not admitting he is, but I'm saying hypothetically speaking. Let's say Dave's right. If he argued that during the naval exercises, the U.S. was not in the strait because we were too close and we had to push back, right? That's what he said. Like the aircraft carrier got sent too close and it had to get pushed back, right?
Right.
Okay. Well, then if the drone happened when we were already pushed back, when they moved back, wouldn't that mean it was even a farther and a larger air perimeter that it was shot down because it was 500 miles away, meaning that it was farther away and it still shuts down the airspace?
In theory, yeah.
So even if let's just say I'll even give Dave every argument that he wants. I'll just say, Dave, you're right on everything. You're still proving my point then. Then nothing gets close to an aircraft carrier when it's out like that.
Well, I know from being around aircraft carriers. I've been on a couple. So I understand, like, ain't nothing coming near.
It's our most valuable single asset. You think we're gonna let things get around?
Especially when it's out to sea. When it's out to sea, ain't nothing coming nowhere near.
No, I mean you've got attack submarines. You've got an AWAC in the air all the time. There's escort fighters in the air all the time. Like there's
destroyers and battleships on top of that.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and cruisers and all kinds. You know.
Yeah, you got all type of stuff. Yeah, you got all type of stuff in front of an aircraft. The aircraft carrier assets is a lot. There's a lot.
There's like 30 ships in every carrier strike group or something. It's
right, like 60 to 80 planes. And
well, that's just one aircraft carrier has 60.
Yeah, that's just one. And the Gerald Ford is the biggest of them all. So you can imagine what its asset detail must look like. That's
and then it's got the. I mean, and then it has its. And then you have the amphibious vehicle, the smaller aircraft carriers, you know what I mean? That still have F-35s that carry about 30 to 40 of them, just not 100 or 80 like the nuclear or the super carrier does. But it usually has like three. There's usually two amphibious carriers. One, the carrier never got hit. That would be all over the news if a carrier got hit by a fucking drone. Are you kidding me?
Hey, Mai, you always welcome to come hit the link.
You can come up. I just know that no aircraft carrier has ever been damaged by anything. Are we kidding? What?
Since World War II. The USS Cole was the only one I
well, that's not an aircraft carrier. That was a fucking that was a destroyer.
A destroyer, like an aircraft carrier. Yeah, that's gonna take some work to get near.
And that was a destroyer by itself, just sitting out there. You know what I mean? It didn't even have its defensive capabilities because it didn't know it was going to get hit by a fucking allied ship. If that destroyer had been fucking aware and active, it would have shot those two F-15s down.
But I agree with you on the point. Ain't nothing getting near an aircraft carrier, especially when it's out to sea. You might be able to catch one docking. And that's going to be a stretch.
That's a challenge in itself.
Out to sea, that's not happening. Not when it's out.
That's almost impossible to hit a carrier in the sea. Like it's next to impossible. Try to trip one in a when it's docked.
Yeah, nothing's
nearly impossible.
But it is impossible. Highly unlikely. I will go with that. It's nothing's impossible, but is it highly unlikely? Absolutely, it's highly unlikely.
I mean, for God's sakes. It's got 6 Columbian-class attack subs near it, where they say it's easier to pick up a piece of metal in the solar system than it is to find that in the ocean.
Yeah, it's crazy work.
Think of that, dude. You're better you're more likely to pick out a fucking 1 foot by 1 foot piece of metal in the solar system flying around than you are to pick up a fucking Colombian class attack sub in the ocean.
Yeah.
You gotta. This is what I'm saying. Like that. It's so like everyone says, oh, the Chinese and the Russian subs and this and that. Like you guys are so crazy. We're so far.
We're far ahead of them on a lot of levels when it comes to military assets and just the amount of money we spend on our military. Listen, the United States military could go anywhere it wants, when it wants. It could pop up on any country within 24 hours. And what people don't seem not to want to talk about, we own space.
Dude,
People tend to
he's
forget
talking
that.
about the
We
Shahadi
own
drones.
outer space.
But he's talking about the Shahadi drones. We shot all those down fucking in Venezuela too. He's like, the Shahadi drones are stealth drones. They're not stealth drones like we have. They're not like the B2s
they're not
or
the
something.
same quality. I mean, they work for what they do, but they're not the same quality drones that we are capable of throwing out there.
Yeah. Our Predator drones are so much better.
Yeah, we got video game like drones that we could throw out there in real life. You know, stuff you would see on Xbox and PlayStation.
Like, this is liberal shit where everyone used to say, oh, don't think that Russia and China aren't right behind us. Don't think you're so far ahead. They could get... It's like, aren't you just seeing what just happened with these two things, with Venezuela and with fucking this now? That it's not even a fucking comparison, dude. There's a reason we bully everybody.
Anybody could get got because people make mistakes at the end of the day. So anybody could get
I'm not
got.
saying it's impossible. Yes, you can't be complacent.
Impossible.
But I'm talking an aware and a fucking capable U.S. military. I don't know how you're gonna fucking beat it.
You're not when we on our A game. When we on our A game, ain't nobody fucking with us for real.
Yeah.
Not when we on our A game. Ain't nobody fucking.
But
Not in a
people forget,
symmetrical
like-
setting.
like
Absolutely
Russian-
not.
Like Russian tanks, their best tanks, their T-95s or whatever, are being blown up in Ukraine, right? Tell me when is an Abram tank been shot?
Well,
There been an Abram tank been
I've seen a couple go down in Afghanistan.
not
Abram
like that.
tanks
Yeah, in
From
that malfunction.
IEDs too.
Not
Not
IED,
even
not
from
in a
being
battlefield
shot.
attack. Not being a battlefield attack. Not
Yeah.
a tank on tank or a fucking
No, not a tank
nice-
on tank thing. No, it ain't.
like
that.
it's not. Yeah, if they run over a certain IED or a mine
Yeah,
or
the
something. Yeah, okay.
IEDs though do a number to
Yeah.
the tanks. I know.
Oh yeah, they do. Yeah,
I
an
still
IED
got
will
the scar, the shrapnel in my back.
Well,
to
that's
prove
why
it.
a minefield is so effective. I mean, is still effective. Those mines and line, dude, those things will still blow you a tank the fuck up.
Yeah,
Now because they put depleted uranium in them. Yeah, if you have real good ones, you put depleted uranium.
we had sweeps every time we went on a patrol. Sweeps would last about 6-7 hours before we could even go on the patrol because you ain't know what was out there on them roads. There was
know what they
mines,
use now?
IEDs, all type of stuff.
You know what they use now, and it's ingenious. You know what they use? Rats. Rats are incredibly good at cleaning. We've been using them in Korea, Vietnam, and Africa to clear minefields of old mines that are in that we don't want it. It's too risky to go in. They're able to smell the mines. You can teach them to smell the mines. It's fascinating.
Well, we didn't have rats. We had metal detectors, and our
No, but that's what I'm
used
saying. Now
pretty
you
much
don't go
metal.
in. You don't even go in there. The rats go in there, and they point them out, and then you detonate them. Not with the rat. Of course, the rat comes back. You don't kill your rat, but I'm saying, like, you know what I mean. Like, the rat shows you where it is, and then you detonate them. It's fascinating, and it's like costless. It's like costless.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather a rat than a human being if that's the case. Anything to preserve.
And there's no
human
real
life,
threat to them because they're so light and they walk so delicately. They don't trip any mines. They're almost like weightless the way the rats walk.
Yeah,
So it's like they just go on. Dude, they'll go on there and sit on the mine and it won't go off. Like, yeah, it's fun for them. They like it. I mean, they get fed a ton. They're fat.
It's
They
up
enjoy
to me.
it.
I'd send the rat out there rather than a human. I'd much rather
Animals
a
are
rat
fucking
than a
useful. I
human.
mean, we've used dogs in war for thousands of years.
Absolutely that.
Birds,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, birds, rats, dogs, however we want to put it. Whatever animal we could use to save a human life, I'm for. Like I said, I'd much rather put a rat out there than to have an actual human being go out there and be risk of getting blown to bits.
Mike called me a rat. That's funny. That's a funny comment. You a rat.
But yeah, guys, I appreciated this. This has been a very fun stream for me. But I gotta go.
I would want to have a serious. I want to have a polite conversation with Dave. I would love to. But he comes on and then he's like screaming all this emotional stuff, like the Middle East is all on fire everywhere. It's like, what? Like 80-something% of the missiles they launched were freaking intercepted. They launched a quarter of the amount they did last year. And then on top of that, like every time they launch one, we're hitting their fucking launchers. So every time they do anything, they have less and less of a capability to retaliate or do anything about it.
Right. Well, I hope all of y'all caught my.
But I do love
monologue.
you, Dave. I still love you, Dave. I
hope
give you
all of y'all caught my opening monologue. I tried to lay out my case of why I think this is happening. So if y'all need to go back and check out my little first 15 minutes of this stream, y'all more than welcome to. Like, share, subscribe. Hit the cash up at the bottom of the screen if you want to support the channel. I got to get up out of here because I go.
Have a good one, man.
I appreciate you for coming on and being polite for the most part.
I tried. I had my blow up with Dave, but I try. You know what I mean?
I know you.
So.
We all have our days, but I appreciate you.
You have a good one though. Hey, yeah, no, and you got to get into sports because remember, Cactus League is going on with baseball.
Oh yeah,
right
baseball
now.
is going. But I wanted to cover this because this is like a really big.
Oh yeah,
thing.
No, this is world news. This is going to be the big thing.
This is like a really big thing. So this kind of like drew my attention.
I'm just saying, sports are kind of gearing back up. Spring training's coming back up. You got the draft coming up here in about a month.
And you got the World Cup.
Got the World Cup. You got the World Baseball Classic.
Yeah, I got a lot of stuff coming up, but this kind of took precedence because of what happened and how it happened.
Yeah. No, this is going to change in the history books. This is going to alter the entire fundamental foundation of the Middle East, dude. Yeah,
so I had to at least give my take on it because I seen other shows and everybody giving
absolutely.
their take.
No, I don't blame you, man. Thank you. I think it was
I had to give my take on this.
Yeah,
and
good insight, man. I'll talk to you later, bro.
Yes, sir. I got about 5 more minutes for anybody else who want to come up. Depend on the link is pinned at the top of the chat. For anybody else who want to come up and might want to have an opinion. The first 15 minutes of this live, I laid out my case of why I think this is happening. I had a couple of points, a political point, a logistical point, a Israel point, and a money point. So I laid out my case at the first 15 minutes, of what's going on and why I think is going on. But again, the link is at the top of the chat. If you want to come up, I got about 5 more minutes left before I got to go cook. If anybody want to come up and share their thoughts. Oh yeah, I remember, Ink, and I'm looking forward to that. You being live at the draft corresponding, that's going to be awesome. I really can't wait for that. And again, y'all like, share, subscribe. Cash App at the bottom of the screen if you want to donate to the channel. There's Big Dog Sports. I'm your boy BD. And normally, I do sports. But today I had to cover the Iran thing because it's very important in the world. It is going to change how we view the Middle East. It's historic what's going on over there. So I figured I would have to, do a little show about it and at least give my take of what I think is going on. Skywalker, what's good, brother?
What's up, man? What's good with you? You got a great show, man.
I appreciate it. Did you get to catch my monologue earlier?
Yeah, a little bit of it. So I seen when you pulled up the map and stuff like that.
Okay, I was just trying to lay out a case of why I think what's going on is going on right now.
Yeah, of course it's about money, though. You know what I mean? Everything's about money. You know what I mean? I in my opinion, all of the wars in the past have been because they wanted to test shit out. You know what I mean? Maybe that's a stretch, but it's been about money. But I think Time out, Sky. That's how y'all do me. Every time I
You
come,
know,
God,
Epoxy rough on you, bro.
I'm epoxy.
He
Go
rough
ahead.
on you. He don't let you go nowhere.
Go ahead. Time me out.
Yeah, I need to. Yeah, I got. Yeah, you gotta go. You know, Epoxy the man, bro. I'm just a fan. When Epoxy say you gotta go, you got to fucking go. Cause he the man. We just fans around here. But Epoxy, you could come back up though, and let me
Yeah.
know what how
Yeah.
you
But
feeling.
your take, I don't see too much of it's wrong. Everything's about money at the end of the day. You know, oil. I think the oil we don't. Well, like right now it's still like 280. So I don't think
Yeah,
the
I
oil's
didn't
gonna.
even mention the oil too much, but you know, with any Middle Eastern conflict, the gas prices go up. That just with any Middle
Yeah.
Eastern conflict, not just this one. That's any Middle Eastern conflict.
Yeah.
The gas prices go up. That's the
Yeah.
first thing that goes up. Is the gas.
Yeah.
So we'll see a bump in gas, maybe 50 cents, 60 cents.
It's been under $3 where I'm at for a
Yeah,
while
it's
now.
been under
So
$3 where I'm at too for a minute. But I know that's going to
wow.
change
Yeah.
depending on how long this conflict lasts.
I don't think
If
it's
it
gonna
ends
last long.
quickly, it won't hurt. But if it draws out and it becomes a long drawn out thing, then we might see the effects of it. And I'm doing no such thing, Epoxy. I'm doing no such thing, sir. No such thing
Harbin
over
illegals.
here.
That's fucked up. You're harbin illegals and shit.
Crazy.
Yeah, but man, yeah, you said you had a great show, man. You said a lot. You know what I mean? You said dropped some jewels better than I did. You know what I mean? I just, I'm just a reactor. You know what I mean? I just react. You know what I mean? You can go into depth. You know what I mean? You know, I think Trump is doing his thing. You feel me?
Well, what do you think
What other
happens
president?
next, Skywalker? What do you think? What happens to Iran if it falls? Do you think it falls in one piece, or do you think it breaks apart? Because Iran is a
The
country
way
of
it
90
looks,
million people.
the way it's looking right now, it's gonna break apart because you got some people that loving it, and you got other people that are going out trying to do stuff to the people that are celebrating. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna fall apart. That's my opinion. It's already falling apart, though. You know what I mean? Shit.
Did this just happen today, NYC? He says Muslim mass shooting.
Yeah.
Bar in
That's why
Austin,
I'm about to
deleted,
start live and talk about that right quick
14
because I ain't
injured.
go. I'm
Wore a
gonna be
shirt
live, but I ain't going live for long. You know what I'm saying?
that
Shit. If
read
Eric and nobody comes up there,
property of Allah undershirt.
Texas. Someone in Texas.
Wow.
I haven't
And
even.
I had
I'm
Ryan
just.
up here too. Dang, I could have asked him about that
Yeah.
when I
That
had
just
him up
happened
here.
last night, I think so.
Okay, because see, this Iran stuff done sucked all the oxygen out the room. That we're missing out on our domestic stories. Because that would be a big story if it wasn't for all this Iran stuff. And it has Muslim undertones to it too.
Yeah, you're right about that. You're
So,
right
yeah,
about that. You know what I'm saying? He was from what I know, he got into the country about 6 months. No, it was longer than that. I forgot when it was, but he got arrested or some shit like that. I was listening, but I know it was there was a car that was in the middle of the road that was blocking traffic for the EMT and the shit couldn't get to it. That's how I knew about it. That's how I found out about it because on X, the first thing I seen is they're like, oh, shooter in Texas and someone blocked the traffic for the ambulance couldn't get to him.
Oh wow, that's crazy. And
So I
yeah,
don't know
get
if it's
these likes up,
coordinated.
y'all. While y'all in here, I got 20 people in the building. I should see 20 likes.
Yeah.
Get these likes
Dave,
up.
come back up here, Dave.
And subscribe to the channel, man. Subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to get to 500. I'm at 299. Help a brother out.
I think you're at 300.
And hit that sub button. Hit
Yeah,
that
man,
sub button.
I think you passed that. I think you had 3. I think you broke 3 already.
No, I ain't never look. Last time I looked, I was at 299. But yeah, anyway, just sub the channel. And we have great conversations over here. I usually talk sports, but today I had to cover this because it's such a huge story and it's such a historical story that I had to cover this just a little bit to at least give my take on what I think is going on. All partisanship aside, I just wanted to give my take of what I think is going on. But again, thank y'all again for letting this be a really good stream. This was really good stream, guys. I appreciate all of y'all in my vertical chat. I appreciate y'all, but I got to get up out of here because I got to go cook. Skywalker, I'm holler at you on the other side when you get on the other side. Thank y'all all again, man, for coming through. This Big Dog Sports. I'm your boy BD. This is where sports and politics collide. And I'll be back next Sunday to talk about sports.
All right, peace out, man. My bad.
I'm gonna holler at you, my brother. I see you on the other
Yeah,
side.
man, great show. I was listening, but I was distracted for most of the day. But shit, when is next week, right?
Yeah, I'll be here next week, Sunday, 3 p.m.
All right, man. Peace out, man. Peace out, everybody.
All right, y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Y'all have a good weekend, good rest of the weekend, and I see y'all next Sunday. Later.
It's your host, BD. Welcome to Big Dog Sports. Yo, call it Big Dog Sports, a little show that I run, where we talk a lot of sports and we show a lot of love. So support by hitting like, share the video, subscribe and hit that Cash App, baby, send a little dough. So if you want to know about the latest games, the winners and the losers, the teams that ain't the same, we gon' talk about the trades, the contracts, the price, the playoffs, the scandals, the crime and the lies. I'm your host, BD, and this is my show, where sports and politics collide, baby, anything goes. We talking NBA, WNBA, NFL, NCAA, UFC, MLB, WWE, a little boxing too. If that's your thing, I got the best show in the land, baby, no need to search. So welcome to the show, y'all. This is Big Dog Sports.